Welcome back to Cosmic Kickback, the galaxy's favorite talk show. My name is Josh. With me, as always, is my co-host, Nick.
What's up, guys?
Welcome back to another episode. We are a movie podcast primarily. We talk all things movies and TV shows. Every now and then, we might do 1 out of 100 episodes. You might talk about music or something, but very rare. You never know. But it's mostly movies and TV show, but we like to throw pop culture in there because, we keep it fresh. And on today's episode, we have a special guest back in from, I don't know how long it's been. Who we got with us?
Speak guest.
Yo, what's up?
This dude, bro.
we got Jaden. We got Jaden. All right, he's a season.
It's me, Jaden. Yeah.
Not
Cue the
this
claps.
season, though.
This dude swear
Cue
he
the
got
clap.
aura. Dude swear
Cue
he
the-
got aura.
I was
You the clown.
I was
music.
thinking about it actually before when Nick asked me the last time I did an episode with y'all. It was we did an episode on Top Gun Maverick. Like we reviewed it like months after it came out, just because like it was my first time in town. So I don't know how. I think that might have been 2023.
We got to bring that back low key since now you be flying.
Hey, I'm just chilling. Yep.
Hey, bro, swear he got aura.
Yeah.
But anyway, on today's episode, we're going to be talking about Captain America: Brave New World, the brand new MCU project. Just came out about a week ago. And so we're going to break down box office, how it did, how much it made. That's the same thing. But, we're going to break it down. And I don't know, we'll see what Jaden thinks. We'll see what Nick thinks, what I think. And Nick, I think before we get into that, though, you have a couple pieces of news you wanted to discuss.
Yeah, I got probably just 3 pieces of news, and we can get your quick reaction. The biggest one I will say is the last piece of news. It's about Martin Scorsese's next movie.
Oh my God, I did see this.
Dude, God. Well, we'll get to it. All right.
Yeah.
All right. First piece of news. This is actually some good news. So, DC Studios has recently hired the stunt coordinator who's worked on Daredevil, the Deadpool franchise, and Terminator to help with the DCU Lantern show. His name is Philip J. Silvera. And I mean, this just sounds like good news. He's showed up on the IMDb credit, so he's going to be working on the show.
So the dude that works on the Netflix Daredevil show or the Born Again Daredevil?
The Netflix show and then the Deadpool franchise.
So he worked on both.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, hey,
honestly,
this just sounds like they're gonna have good action sequences then.
Yeah, everything I hear about this show is just good news, so I'm just more excited for it.
I agree. I'm glad you
What do
said
you think, Jaden?
Yeah, I agree as well.
I mean, I feel like Jaden hasn't even seen Daredevil, bro. He started it and then did that thing he did with Breaking Bad where he didn't finish it. So
It was around the time I had just finished The Punisher, the first season, and Josh was like, "Oh, you should have watched Daredevil first." So I went back to watch Daredevil, and then I got busy, dude. Life happened, and I just never finished it. Hey, I'll finish it though. I have a list of shows that I'm trying to watch. I'll throw Daredevil on there just because I know Reborn's coming out again.
Yeah. Well, season two of Daredevil was where they first introduced Frank Castle. Before and that's a really good season. I think the first one is really good. Don't get me wrong, but I think the second one is just, oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, I will say that I only got up to. In that show, in the first season, I got up to the point where I think it was honestly that first fight scene in the hallway that everybody glazes.
This dude watched 2 episodes, bro.
Dude,
oh my
Jaden,
God,
I got busy.
Jaden, I'm telling you, in season 2, bro, there's an even better hallway fight scene in season 2, bro. And then I'm watching season 3. There might be an even better hallway fight, bro.
Yeah, it's like a staple of the show.
One take, bro.
Yeah, they do that
I got a whole list I'm trying to knock out, dude. I got a whole list.
Bro, TV shows.
Don't worry, we're gonna get there.
Forever.
Hang on. Jaden, tell us your list, bro, before we move on. I want to hear this list.
Of shows?
Yeah.
Yeah, just give us a couple that are at the top.
Well, okay, let me preface it by let me preface that there's not a lot. Because the list is also accompanied by movies and books. So there's a lot of time being eaten up there. So right now, the only shows I have are Severance and then Squid Games 2.
All right, Severance, valid. Squid Games, I'm not too sure.
I've played these games before.
I've gooned before. Dude, the memes are so stupid. Dude, I love the meme, actually. If we talk about the Squid Game memes real quick, I love when they're all just going hard in the crowd and they're cheering and shit. And the caption's when
My
the
boys,
assignment
whenever I
gets
get
like extended. I don't know, some shit like that. It's always just something stupid, and they're just getting like hype.
my, my favorite one is like when you're getting roasted and like your group of friends are behind you, they're all like cheering for you to get roasted.
Dude, the
Oh,
memes are
damn.
generational, bro.
God.
Yeah.
I won't lie. I did like Squid Game season 1, so maybe I'll go check out the second one because it did leave off on a crazy cliffhanger, and then it was like 2-3 years till this new one came out.
I mean, to this
I did see
day.
this.
Oh, what?
No, I was gonna talk about another meme.
Hey, talk about it, bro.
Uh, there's this guy. I saw this on Instagram. This guy's like, it's scripted, but he's talking to this girl. He's like, "Hey, you Asian?" She's like, "Yeah," and he's just like, "Squid Games." That's it. I'm like,
Squid
what?
Game?
Hey, that's John low key, bro. Our boy
that?
John. That's valid.
Squid Game.
Yeah, I'm joking. Hey,
What was I
bro,
gonna-
I'm Squid Games.
Hey, you're right. You're right. What I was gonna say is I still have yet to see season 1 of Squid Games, bro.
Mm,
I mean,
right.
I don't know. For me, it's just like whenever something gets crazy hype, it just makes me like want to wait for the hype to die down. I don't know. That's just like a
Yeah.
me thing, I guess.
No, I think
That
a
makes
lot of
sense.
people do that, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's just because something's like, I guess overrated doesn't mean it's bad. Like overrated just means a lot of people seen it. But
Mm.
I mean, good on you for avoiding spoilers and shit. Because that was the talk for like the longest time when it came out.
It was, yeah. And didn't it come out in like season 1 was like 21, 22? Or maybe
Yeah.
even 2020.
Jeez.
I can't remember.
Maybe 2021.
Wait.
That has to be.
Hey,
It was maybe December of 2021.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that show goes crazy.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually. It's on my list. But anyway, Nick, what's the next piece of news?
All right, the next piece of news is actually about Jonathan Majors. This is just a rumor. This is not confirmed, so this could just be fans bullshitting online. But there's a rumor going around that Kevin Feige is considering bringing back Jonathan Majors back to the MCU after they cut ties with them following that whole assault and battery case that he was going through.
No way.
If you guys don't know the outcome of the case, essentially it got thrown out. So you beat the case.
There was no case.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know all the court documents and shit, but they're pretty much just thinking of bringing them back to tie up loose ends with the Kang's story and just close the character story off. What do y'all think about that? Do you think it's even worth doing with where we're at right now?
We're like adding him back.
I think
just bringing them back to like close the story out. But if we're being real, bro, at the end of Quantumania, which we all saw, there's huge cliffhanger, bro.
Oh yeah,
and,
the post credit scene.
And it's like it looks like it's going somewhere insane, bro. Which was obviously going to be Kang Dynasty, but that's changed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The movie that was gonna come out next year called like Avengers Kang Dynasty. Now it's called like Doomsday, right? They changed
Next
the title.
year?
of Doom. It's coming out next year, bro.
Dude.
Yeah, it feels like there's
So
way
wait,
less setup for these next Avengers films, but it's because of
I was about
this.
to say.
Yeah,
Is
I mean-
is it gonna be Doctor Doom who's the main villain?
yeah.
Dude, it makes no sense. Like, because when you look back on the Avengers film that came out in the past, it's like you felt so hyped to go see. Like, there was a lot of tension and buildup, and like now it's like I feel like I have no context going into a new Avengers movie coming out next year.
Yeah, I do agree. As of now, there's pretty much no context, and I think a lot of it has to do with Jonathan Majors and how they just like were like, oh fuck, like let's just like cut this dude off because of this, and like let's switch gears completely. I think it's a little weird that they would now. I don't know if I believe this rumor because like if they did bring him back, like what's the point? Like you're already not going that direction. So like even if they use it to tie up loose ends, like I don't know. What I was gonna say is this is what I can see them doing.
Yeah.
So Thunderbolts comes out next, and then after that
Yeah.
it's Fantastic Four First Steps, and then after that I believe it's Avengers Doomsday. So Fantastic Four is probably gonna be the one that like introduces Doom in a post-credit scene somehow, and it's gonna, and that's probably gonna be like the only
Fantastic.
setup we get, dude.
Imagine he says that.
Say that again.
But what's weird is that like on all like the other previous Marvel movies that have come out, I haven't seen any like any post credit scenes that have linked to an Avengers link up. Like if we go to like the Infinity Saga, like you got like Cap being greeted by Nicolas Cage. You got the same thing with Iron Man, like trying to like start the Avengers. I feel like we haven't gotten any of that from recent Marvel movies.
I think the
Like
closest
no
thing we
hint.
got was like the post-credits scene for Shang-Chi, but that hasn't really gone anywhere.
What was that one? I
It
can't
was
remember.
like
I
they're-
watched that recently. They're like in a room. It's like Shang-Chi and Aquafina, and they're like in a room with Captain Marvel and I think Bruce Banner. And
And
I think it's the
Wong.
sequel. Yeah, Wong's there, and they're exploring like a multiversal, like I guess timeline. If I'm right, Josh. I know they were looking at something, and they were
Damn.
like Captain
Was
Marvel
that
was
the
like,
last time we saw Mark Ruffalo?
no, he was in She-Hulk. If
Yeah,
you
he was in
watched that
She-Hulk after that.
Yeah,
first
sure,
episode.
I guess.
No,
Like, you know?
what I think it was is because the very end of Shang-Chi, they're like eating dinner with their friends, and then Wong
Yeah.
opens a portal,
Oh, he
and he's
pulls
like,
up, yeah.
oh, you need to come with me, and then they go
with
through, and
I must be hot.
and I think what they're doing is he was saying something along the lines of like, I was looking at those rings that you have, and like there's like this energy that's like coming off of them, and I found out like it's not just like radiating energy, it's like sending out a signal somewhere. And then he was just like, oh, what? Like sending out where? And then it's like, oh, we don't know, like to who or to what. Like it's sending it out somewhere distantly. Like it, and they just like that's how it ended. So they're like, oh, we're gonna need your help. And then
Yeah.
so like I don't know if that was setting up a sequel to Shang-Chi where they're gonna maybe like I don't know. I don't know enough about the lore. I know Fin Fang Foom is a big thing, but I don't think they were gonna do that. That's too crazy. I think now maybe they can tie up that loose end by saying it was Doctor Doom or something.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think
so weird, dude.
I think originally they were gonna say that it was Kang and that he sensed the ring's power or something because they got used a ton in that movie, and like before that like they were maybe more relaxed. I don't know, like not being used. So I don't know, maybe like I think it was gonna be Kang, and Kang was gonna use them to like I don't know something, but they're gonna have to tie that up because that was the last time there was any sort of Avengers hint because there was like three of them in like the same room,
Yeah. I hope one day, and it's crazy we got into this whole sidebar, but I mean we're talking about Jonathan Majors. I hope one day they just release like what the plans were, because in this new phase of the MCU, or at least in the past, like pre-Endgame, there are not a lot of cutscenes or post-credit scenes, excuse me, I can think off the top of my head that don't go anywhere. Here, like post-Endgame, it's like we got one after Eternals, didn't go anywhere. We got one after Shang-Chi that probably was tied to Kang and Loki, because I think Loki season 2 came out the following year. But dude, like it sucks that they just make these post-credit scenes either not without a lot of forethought or just like, is this gonna work out? And now they're kind of just nothing. It's like, why even involve it in the movie?
I think originally they did have a better plan, I bet. But like I said, I think this whole thing with Jonathan Majors like really shifted everything. It really did, because this would be as if like I mean it's a little different because it'd be because they casted Josh Brolin as Thanos back in the first Guardians when he had that little cameo. This would be like if after that and after like the next post-credit scene in Age of Ultron, it would be like if Josh Brolin got canceled, like did something crazy, then they'd probably just recast, honestly. So I don't know why they didn't recast. I don't know this. Speaking on this, I saw a recent thing where Coleman Domingo actually confirmed that those rumors we heard a while back where they were like, Marvel was talking to him about replacing Jonathan Majors in the role of Kang. Like those were real. He said that was true. He did meet with Marvel, but
What?
yeah. He just said this.
No way. They fumbled, bro.
But Coleman Domingo said that he was interested, but he did say that if he were to come to Marvel, he wouldn't want to be recast into like a character that's already there.
Snatch the rug from
he said he would want to make his own mark with his own character that hasn't been done yet. So
Hey.
like
Who is Coleman Domingo?
he was in Sing
Dude,
Sing.
he's in Sing Sing, motherfucker. No, I'm
Yo.
just
I
kidding.
haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen,
This
I
dude-
just I
Jaden.
watched like y'all's top 5 and y'all mentioned it. I think it
Bro.
was like one of y'all's honorable mentions, but I hear it's good, bro.
Dude,
It's really
you
good.
should. It's really good, bro. It's
Bro,
really
shave this dude's head, bro. You got Luke Cage. Like, what are we doing?
Oh my
If he
God.
just went bald,
No,
he
he's
was
got to
bro.
play
He's got
Norman
the build for
Osborn.
it.
He's
This
got to
dude's
play Norman
huge.
Osborn with dreads, bro.
Oh, that Loki go tough though. I ain't gonna
Bro,
cap.
Josh, actually, hold up. While we're talking about Marvel, I want to take back what I said about your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. All right, I
watch it.
shitted on it. I'm like 4 episodes in, bro. It's really good. The animation.
Oh, the show.
I think, yeah, it's a television show. It's animated and it's
Yeah.
like pretty much a comic book version of like Peter Parker's origin, bro. It's good. There's scenes that are cut in with like Civil War when we see Tom Holland's character. We got Coleman Domingo as Norman Osborn. Dude, and there's so many like side characters, bro. I'm talking like White Tiger, like Daredevil pulls
Yup.
up.
Yup.
So, dude, honestly, if you like Spider-Man and you like MCU Spider-Man, it's worth the watch, bro. The animation is
Yeah.
actually.
I'll probably get
Isn't
to
it
it
like
at some
comic
I
point.
was
booky
very wrong about it.
animation?
Yeah. It's like 3D animation. Like just imagine a comic book panel, but like 3D, like camera can
Yeah.
move around and stuff. I think they did a
Yeah.
really cool job with the animation, but worth the watch for sure.
It's I don't want to get sidetracked into that because I've been wanting to watch it. I was
Yeah.
gonna say like with the all right, back to Jonathan Majors. Isn't this kind of like something that's similar happened with James Gunn? Like they canceled him and then brought him back, but
They
it's like
did.
even worse with like Jonathan Majors' case because it's like they didn't treat him as if he was innocent until proven guilty, and it finds out this whole time there was no case to be built up against him, and now they just pretty much soured their relationship with him. Probably it probably wasn't even Marvel Studios. It probably could have just been Disney.
Yeah, that's true. It could have been Disney. Yeah.
So
I mean, what I would have done if I was them is I would have just delayed these Avengers movies because like they always do that thing where they're like, oh, and introducing our next phase, and this year we're gonna drop these movies, and this year these movies, and it's like when you do that and you set a timeline, you give yourself like a due date. And I feel like they 100% should have delayed these until they knew if they were gonna, like they decided to, do the Doctor Doom thing and make that whole thing with Robert Downey Jr., like bringing him back to play Doctor Doom. They did that whole thing, and I mean, I guess we'll see what happens. But I think what I would have done is I would have just delayed them, and you would have gotten some heat for it at the time. People be annoyed, but I'd rather delay than like have something seem rushed. And I'm not gonna lie, the way that it's been built up, it seems pretty rushed. Like if someone told me like, oh, guess what comes out after Fantastic Four, based on watching all these, I would not guess the next like part 1 of the 2 finale Avengers films like we had with Infinity War and Endgame. Like that seems so rushed. That's crazy.
Especially since we don't even have Blade. I was excited.
Oh
for Blade.
yeah, they fucked that up too.
I think it was coming out this year, right?
It was supposed to come out like back in like 2020. Oh man, like 3. And then it got pushed back. No, dude, if you look into the history of that, it has been delayed multiple times, bro.
What is going on with Blade, bro?
They had issues with the script. They could never like agree on it.
They're struggling. It's like passing off to directors.
Oh, directors are dropping in and out. Yeah.
It's like just pre-production nightmare, bro. Like
that. I was so excited to see Marshall Ali, bro.
When did they? I swear to God, they first announced him as Blade like back in like 2019.
2019. Yeah,
it was 2019, bro.
2019.
Yeah,
dude.
That's when they brought him out.
Got dirty.
Oh,
this is when the
man.
hype was big because it was after Endgame, and we were like, yeah.
They've really thrown, bro. But I mean, going back to the original news, if that is true and they're bringing him back, I don't know. The only thing I could see them bringing him back for is if you're saying to tie up loose ends, the only loose end I can see them tie up is, like you said, the post-credit scene in Ant-Man. There's like a ton of Kangs, and there's like 3 versions of him that are like a high council or something. What I can see them doing is, and this kind of feels like a I don't know, like a slap in the face to Jonathan Majors, in my opinion, if this is what they're doing. But if they were really bringing him back, I could see them bringing him back to continue that scene, or at least continue that that setting and have him back there, the Council of Kangs, and then they have the Doctor Doom pull up and just like wipe that motherfucker out, like just kill him, to show that like, oh, Doctor Doom is so powerful, like we just had him kill this other big ass villain that we were setting up, and like to tie up the loose end that it's like, oh, he's still out there. It's like, we'll just have the new big bad just kill him. And
yeah,
like I could see them doing that, but if I'm Jonathan Majors, that low-key feels like a slap in the face, bro. Like you were gonna be like the Thanos of this setup. Like you were on a generational run. Yeah, now you're killed off by a dude that just pulls up, and this is our first time seeing him.
And it's RDJ. He's like,
yeah, it's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
God,
no,
yeah.
Dude, what you doing if Doom pulls up and he just gives Kang like, he's like, you're being served for assault.
Oh my God.
Like back on Earth.
Oh, dude.
Dude,
But yeah, that's what I can see them doing if this is true. But I don't know. If I was Jonathan Majors, I would not agree to that. Like I'd be like, nah, bro. Like y'all good. Y'all can figure out how to kill my shit off. Like, you know.
Kill my shit off. Yeah, I remember actually. This ties into the news, and then we can move on to the last piece. But I think at a red carpet recently, a reporter asked Michael B. Jordan if he would ever work with Jonathan Majors, and he 100% backed him and said that he would.
Who did?
Michael B. Jordan.
My boy, Michael B. Jordan.
Tight.
On business.
Tight.
And he's actually going to be he's going to be in Ryan Coogler's film that comes out later this year called Sinners, where he's playing a twin of himself. Dude, that movie looks crazy.
Dude,
looks so good.
Yeah.
Dude.
Some people were speculating that Jonathan Majors was supposed to be like the lead with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, I think he was.
But yeah, and then they switched, which I don't really care, but I don't know what happened. Maybe he dropped out because something's either he has new work or he's just busy. But
no, I'm
excited for that film.
I remember when they were making this, like they back before it was we knew anything about it. All we knew is that there was a new Ryan Coogler film and it had Michael B. Jordan and Jonathan Majors attached as the leads. But now we see what it is, and Jonathan Majors is nowhere to be seen. So I bet you the studio probably like just dropped his ass too. And they were like, you know what? Like, let's just make Michael B. Jordan play both roles, like make it a twin thing.
You're like, yo, you getting his salary, my boy.
Yeah. But low-key, that does look good, but like I'm a little disappointed because they showed that trailer before something, and I swear to God, that trailer gives away so much. Like it shows so much of the story. I was just like, damn, bro. Like I feel like I know it all. Yeah, like I feel like I know everything that happens in this thing now.
I saw the first trailer. And then I also saw, I think, a post it was either Alamo Drafthouse or like some social media outlet, but they said like, oh, watch this like genre. Like, I'm not going to say because I don't know if you guys know it, but they pretty much gave a little bit away about the story. And I was like, oh shit, okay, this sounds cool. I'm probably not going to watch any more trailers though.
We gonna see. I mean, I feel like I already know the whole damn thing after that trailer I saw, but I mean, yeah, whatever. I'm still hyped, but anyway, Nick, what next? Right. What next move is?
Moving on to the last piece of news. This is the biggest piece of news. This is from IGN, super reliable news source. They got Martin Scorsese's pitch for his next film is going to be a crime drama set in Hawaii, and it's going to be starring Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Emily Blunt. And hold on. And it would be a mix of Goodfellas. I love Goodfellas and The Departed. What y'all think about that?
I'm already telling you, this movie's gonna be mid, bro.
This might be we might be
Dwayne Johnson, bro.
The generational downfall of Martin Scorsese, bro. The fall off.
When you said Dwayne Johnson, I already know what kind of movie this is gonna be. And this is not to like.
What can I say?
I'm not. I love Dwayne Johnson in some of his movies, but like, dude, he has no depth as a character, dude. I don't know.
Dude, his best movie is unironically The Tooth Fairy, bro. Like he actually gives a good performance as like a fucking actual character. Yeah. He's not just playing himself.
Yeah, I agree.
But I think he plays a football player in that one, which is fucking funny.
Dude, no. Okay, so Nick, I saw this because I found out about this through a meme, bro. There was someone took a clip from. Oh man, I can't remember the name of the movie. But I've never seen it. But it's the movie about making movies back in like the 20s or back when like they first added sound.
Babylon?
No, not Babylon.
Is it F is for Fake? Is it with
It's the guy that plays
Wells?
It's the dude who plays Han Solo in like the prequel movie.
Oh, Alec Guinness. Really?
Wait, Alec Guinness, huh?
Oh, what do you mean the
No,
prequel?
I think
Oh,
no. Remember the
dude,
Han Solo prequel movie?
yeah. I'm sorry. I just heard
I
Star Wars.
I don't remember the dude's name. He's like if you said it, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's it. But he
Okay.
played Han Solo in that like little prequel Solo movie they made. It literally called Solo, and he's in another movie that came out around the same time. That there's a scene where the director is trying to get this guy to act, but back then in the day, like all these actors, they didn't know how to like verbally act. They were all because there was no sound. So he's trying to get him to do some lines, and it's just dog shit, and it's like played off as a joke in the movie. And so I saw that meme and that scene posted, and someone's like, "Oh, this better be Martin Scorsese trying to get Dwayne Johnson to like deliver a good line." And I was like, "What?" And that's how I found out because everyone was just like, "Oh yeah, this new movie, bro." And I'm like, "Oh, get the fuck out, bro! Like, what is Scorsese doing? Why would you cast Dwayne Johnson? Like, dude is dog, bro."
Jeez.
But anyway,
He's
hang
okay,
on.
but like it's just like no depth to
Alden,
him.
I don't think I wouldn't even
like,
say it's okay, bro. Like in my opinion, like I would have said he's like all right back like a couple years ago, but I don't know, dude. He's just like for me, it's just like the fact that dude, he got cast as Black Adam and he just played himself as Black Adam, bro. Like and it's every movie he plays the same shit, and it's just like it's the fact that he like refuses, it seems, to like try. I don't know, bro. Like I know he's in an A24 film coming out where he plays like a wrestler or a boxer. I'm hoping this dude locks in and like changes my mind, but as of now, I mean, bro, look at Red One, bro. Like that shit was dog.
I haven't seen it, but I really want to watch it because I'm due for a bad movie.
Dude, it's so bad, bro.
So bad.
Hey, what can he say except you're welcome?
Oh,
honestly,
dude. But no, what's crazy is watch Red One, Jaden, and keep in mind that Mike rated that a 4 out of 5.
Wait, hold on.
Higher than
This
Black
is Chris
Adam?
Evans and Lucy Liu and J.K. Simmons. Are you serious?
Yep.
How'd you miss that movie, bro? It was massive. No, I'm just kidding.
Hang on, real quick.
I only know about it because it was on your top 5 worst.
Oh, you were like, yeah, this is not worth watching.
Yeah. Real quick, I have some extra news. I just opened up Twitter, bro, and like I got news from a couple of my news sources. So let me just throw out some of these and y'all tell me what you think. So I got a picture and it says the set for Avengers Doomsday is currently being prepared for the start of filming.
Wow.
And there's a picture of a giant set lot. I don't know, but yeah, it's apparently they're starting to film. And then right after that, there's another this kit comes like a couple minutes after the set photo, like they're preparing to start filming for that. Then it says, this is from Hollywood Reporter, I think. It says a new report claims that the production start date for Avengers Doomsday has been pushed back. Because I don't know if y'all heard this, because they don't even have a script complete, and they were saying that they were just going to start filming without a completed script.
Bro, yeah, okay.
Dude,
they obviously need to slow down, dude. Like slow down. And I mean, honestly, like, okay. Even though they need to slow down and the buildup isn't that great, I do also kind of trust the Russo brothers to cook.
That is
like,
true.
They've been on a generational run with Marvel movies, and I'm like, dude, like, can they do any wrong to Marvel? So I trust that they'll cook and they'll bring together all these loose ends that, you know, the other Marvel movies have brought in this phase.
Yeah. Well, so
I don't know. Sorry, let me react real quick. I feel like that could be a little disastrous. You know, I feel like you should have a complete script, because I don't know if you noticed this, but I feel like a lot of the Marvel movies that have come out recently, whether it's like Multiverse of Madness or even Brave New World, which is very recent, they've gone through reshoots, which I feel like if you don't have the story you want to tell in mind from the start, it's already kind of rocky. But I trust the Russo brothers, bro. They haven't done wrong. I hope they deliver, bro. Because the buildup is really, I don't want to say it's not there, but it's definitely really scattered. You know, I'm like, where's Spider-Man at? Where's all these young Avengers? Where does everyone stand before this movie?
Mm-hmm.
Bar for bar, word for word, these guys cook, bro. Let them cook.
I agree. I think they've made good films before, so I trust them. But this is saying that they were supposed to start filming in early March, So like it would make sense like that they had that set already. But this is saying they're going to be pushed back to at least April. So like a month delay because the script is still not finished. So yeah, that kind of sucks. We'll see what happens. And
I mean, if that's the case, I'm glad they're pushing it back. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, so they at least do have a script though.
They have a script. It's just not finished.
It's not finished.
I will say
No
this.
script.
Dude,
Yeah, it sounded like I don't know. I interpreted what Josh said like no script. I was like, whoa.
Like yeah, they
Okay, that's a little bit more comforting.
What I was gonna say is keep this in mind. The very first Iron Man film started filming without a complete script as well.
Okay.
All right, well, I mean that movie is fucking awesome.
Yeah, so I mean you can get movies like that, or you can get movies like I don't know, Brave New World. I mean, if we whenever we get to that, but
look, I'll say this: like Iron Man is like an origin story. It's a solo movie. Not a lot of characters show up. This is like an Avengers movie. Like you need to find out who's gonna be in it, what plot lines we're gonna follow. You know, like I would hope it's set up similar to how Infinity War was set up, where we have like an A-B story where we have, you know, like Thor and then everyone on the Earth and the ground, and then just have them meet up for a final battle. I think that was a good formula. I wouldn't mind if they just not used it again, but you know, of course, had a fresh take on it. But they should look back to the past projects that were successful and try to take what they can from that worked.
Well, real quick before we get into the main topic, I got one other thing. Just this happens to go with what you said, Nick, talking about Martin Scorsese's movie. According to Discussing Film on Twitter, the source is from newsletter puck.news. Netflix, Apple, Amazon, and Warner Bros. Are in a bidding war for Martin Scorsese's crime thriller starring Dwayne Johnson, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Emily Blunt. The streamer that is the highest bidder will win the movie.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't like this. I fucking hate when they just throw it on streaming. I think it hurts the numbers a lot. Yeah. I think ever since that has happened, since like post-COVID, it's just fucking ruined movie premieres.
I agree.
Also box office sales. You know, I mean, how many people are just going to wait for this new Captain America movie to come on streaming? Then, you know, everyone going to see it opening weekend and shit, which I'm still, there's a huge Marvel fan base for opening nights. I mean, we went, it was totally a packed theater. Yeah. But
at the IMAX, you talking about this most recent one?
Yeah.
I was surprised Trey was able to get a ticket.
Oh,
same
yeah.
night, though. That usually never happens.
Yeah, I was like, how, bro?
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be at least a dog ass seat, but he was like just to our left.
That's pretty good.
He's like row A, just like in front of the handicap.
Yeah, but
holy shit.
Anyway, final piece of news, Nick, that I just saw. This is all just popped up on within the last 20 minutes on the Twitter. This is also about Marvel. They are exploring options for season 2 of Hawkeye, the MCU Disney Plus show. They said,
second season?
That's a good question. The quote says, you can kind of revisit it whenever, and we're looking for opportunities to do that, says Brad Winderbaum. I don't know if he's the director or writer of season 1. I don't know. But yeah. I mean,
dude, honestly, I think they need to make a show, whether it's like a Spider-Man show with Tom Holland, or maybe they could have even done this with Daredevil, because Born Again is only 9 episodes. It was supposed to be 18 before I overhauled. They just need to make a long show like the Amazing Spider-Man cartoon and just have Hawkeye, you know, Daredevil, like all these characters that are in New York that we know but just don't see interact. Just have them pop in for an episode or two. I feel like they don't need a whole ass show, you know? I feel like season 1 of Hawkeye, or just those episodes we got, I think was enough. You know, you introduce Kate Bishop, find out Hawkeye's, you know, pretty much just going to retire. Kingpin pulls up, Echo pulls up, but I don't think they need like a whole season 2. I feel like that's where Marvel's maybe misstepping. It's like, all right, we spent all this money on a season 1 show. It's like, all right, here's another one. It's like, we don't need.
They go 2 more for you.
They go 2 more. Dude, that's LeBron, right?
Yeah, he acts like he just fucking made a deluxe album. Like,
yeah,
all right.
Yeah, dude,
that's what they're doing though. Dude, Kevin Feige thinks he's LeBron. He saw that clip and took it to heart. Like,
well, LeBron in that clip, he thinks like he's creating like something new, but like deluxe albums. Yeah, they've been a thing for years, and he's just like, you know what? Like, God. He's like, I had the idea where like, you know,
had an original idea.
Yeah, he was like, I mean, y'all been rocking with me and my stuff like for so long. You know,
there go 2 more.
There go 2 more for you right there. It's just like, bro, that's a deluxe album, dog. Like,
hey, I will say, I never watched Hawkeye season 1, but I have heard that it was like actually pretty good. Like it was a whole Christmas time release or something, and I remember y'all two were hyping it up. Um, but I will say
saw
what
Nick.
Marvel needs a season 2 of is Moon Knight. And
Yeah.
I've been waiting to see
Yeah.
Moon Knight again, dude. Like, and I don't know where he's gonna show up in the movies if he ever will, but they need a season 2 of Moon Knight because that was a good one.
Supposedly with Moon Knight, they were making a season 2, like it was confirmed, but then I think we talked about this within the last 3 or 4 months, Nick. There was a rumor that they changed it from being a season 2 of Moon Knight to he's getting like his own movie. That's like in production, and it's going to be a movie, or it's going to be like a movie that connects to the Midnight Suns, and like that then we'd finally get
Isn't that with like a Blade and like a
Yeah.
Ghost Rider?
yeah
And like,
Strange,
dude.
Spider-Man.
Oh
yeah,
my
so
gosh,
that's
dude.
what the rumor was. The rumor was they were stopping like the idea of producing a season 2 and just moving ahead with making it a solo film or like a film that involves the Midnight Suns and forms the Midnight Suns. And and I was saying like, you know what, if they do that, like I'll be hype. I'll be good. I'll be good on that.
Generational.
You know? Yeah, but that's supposedly in pre-production, so it's not confirmed, but that's a rumor. But I hope it's true.
They gonna get Nicolas Cage back as a Ghost Rider?
Nah, bro. They need to get like Ryan Gosling, bro.
Oh gosh,
Ryan
Yes, sir.
Gosling.
Hey, bro. He said he drives,
Drive.
bro. Yeah.
I heard Ryan Gosling was gonna be the new Black Panther, bro.
Dude, wait. Speaking of that, yo,
Hey, really?
dude,
No.
dude.
It was
I'm
I saw
all
it off
okay
of
with
a meme because like I don't know if you remember this, but like there was a lot of like backlash coming out from the Little Mermaid movie about her being African American, and a lot of people were hating on just that fact.
Mhm.
And as like a joke, people were releasing like all these like fake movie posters. Like one was like there was one. It was like Harriet Tubman, but it was like Chris Pratt, and then it was like Dr. Martin Luther King, Ryan Gosling, and like all these white people playing like African American characters. Like, bro, y'all are so petty, dude.
Dude, I saw one where it was Chris Pratt, but it wasn't Harriet Tubman. It was Rosa Parks, and it was like
That's what
it was like, oh, Chris Pratt is Rosa Parks. It had a
That's a
picture of
good
him
cap.
on a bus, and it was just
That's a
like
good cap.
I ain't finna move. And I'm
Yeah, like quotes. Oh my gosh, dude, people are so petty, dude.
Is wild. Imagine that's what you said.
I like how these movies just make us think of other memes.
yeah, but no, dude, what I was gonna say is someone dead ass on Marvel Rivals, they made like a mod for a Black Panther skin where it's like Ryan Gosling, and like it's just like the Black Panther skin,
way.
and it's got Ryan Gosling's face like 3D
crazy.
mod.
That's crazy.
It's just from that one meme, bro. It's so fucking funny, man. Oh, dude. All right, well, I think that's all the news, unless Nick got something else up his ass. But
No.
if you don't, then it's time to do your assignment.
What?
Extra credit.
Extra credit. It is time to dive into Brave New World, Nick.
I gotta bust out the notes.
All right, yeah. Pull out your notes. We all saw this film opening night last week. We
Josh,
gave
you
it.
got a repeat of it actually.
I saw it 2 times the opening weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was supposed to bring Carla along to see it with us. She was, I had a ticket for her. That's why there was a whole ordeal. You know, the people that were talking next to Torrin and Jaden, like the whole movie, in Y'all Row, those 2 seats were supposed to be Carla and me. Like I had those 2 seats, like we all bought them next to each other, and then my app was just like, oh, like reload the app and try again, because like I had purchased and it was just constantly loading and it didn't go through. And when I reopened it, it's because someone else happened to buy them like at the exact same time, I guess, and they were a little bit quicker. And it was those 2 nerds. So that's why I had 2 seats in front of y'all, but Carla couldn't make it because of some work thing that came up. So I invited our other friend Christian. But yeah, anyway, we all saw this opening night, and I saw it again on Sunday, a couple days later, with Carla, because she was, I want to see it. But so I got 2 watches
Fresh.
in. Yeah.
Fresh.
Yes, sir. So since this just came out, I think we should do a little segment where we don't spoil anything, like anything big.
Segment.
You know, like maybe like 5 to 10 minutes at most. You know, we just kind of give general thoughts and opinions on the film. and then we can get more specific with it.
Okay.
So yeah, let's dive in. What y'all think of it?
Personally, I really like this movie. I was excited for it. Coming out of the theater,
You're doing what out of the theater?
when I was coming out of the theater. No.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I had an overall pretty good time. I thought the action in this was really good. I thought Anthony Mackie did a really good job as the lead. There was some gripes, I guess, I had story-wise, but if anyone doesn't know, I guess the production this went through, there were some reshoots, so maybe you could tell or maybe you knew that going in, but there were some things I wanted more, but it wasn't more so lacking from Anthony Mackie's performance or any of the main characters that we get. I think the cast in this is pretty strong. The action is fun. There was some things that didn't have me like giving this a 5 out of 5, like, oh, bro, Marvel's back. But I still think it's definitely worth the watch, and it's definitely better than a lot of the slop that's come out in like Phase 4, Phase 5.
Okay.
Agree.
All right.
What y'all think?
I guess I'll say overall as well. I'm kind of like along those lines, Nick. I'm probably like, for me, I thought it was like, I didn't think it was good, but I also didn't think it was bad. So like, I'm very just like in the middle tier. So like probably a little left of the curve of where you sit. I love Captain America. He's like one of my favorite, and I think yeah, I was like really hyped for this, and I thought it was underwhelming for me, considering I love the Captain America character so much. But yeah, this movie had a lot of potential, and I just think it didn't live up to it. Does not to say that it's a bad, like, it's definitely not one of the worst out of all the Marvels, but it was, you know, like, it was good. It was like, it was alright, you know, nothing crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I think I kind of agree with both of y'all, but I think I'm in between where both of y'all sit. Like, Nick is like, oh yeah, I liked it. I wouldn't say like how Jaden said. I pretty much want to repeat what he said, but I definitely don't think this is as bad. It's getting like review bombed low key. Like,
Yeah.
It's Rotten Tomatoes score is like so low. It's I believe it's like the third lowest out of all the MCU. Like, which is crazy. Like, I can think of like 5 other MCU things that are way worse than this that are rated higher according to Rotten Tomatoes and probably even Letterboxd. Like, it is not that bad. It is not as bad as, you know, some of the other slop. It's Secret Invasion is so fucking bad. Like, this is nowhere close to that. And the fact that Rotten Tomatoes has it within like 10% of that is crazy. It is nowhere near as bad as that show is. That being said, I don't think it's very good either. So like, this isn't very high praise, if I'm being honest. It's disappointing, like Jaden said, because I do agree, like, the Captain America movies, it's probably the best trilogy in the MCU. Bro. Yeah, they're all really good. And so like, to live up to that, that's a lot. But I think they can do a lot of really interesting stuff with Sam Wilson. And I could explain more in spoilers what I think they could have done to make this more entertaining, have more stakes maybe. But yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of disappointing because I think they could have done much more with this, and it kind of feels like they were just kind of like phoning it in, you know, like they didn't. It doesn't feel like they try to do anything outrageously creative. It just kind of feels like a whatever kind of film. Like, whereas all the other Captain America films all have like a central theme or message or like,
they're huge,
you know, like this one, I'm trying to think what it is. And it's like, I mean, I really don't know. Like, I think you can think of one message, but like, that's like the exact same thing that they were trying to say in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show. And they low-key say it better in
You
there.
need to do better.
Yeah.
I'll even say that, like, also, like, 2 quick points, like what you were saying, like all the previous Captain America movies, they introduced something. Like, even the first one, bro, we got the Tesseract. The second one, Winter Soldier, that set literally the foundation of Civil War, which then set the foundation of them being split apart for Infinity War. So they all set something up.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
This one just felt like it contributed like pretty much nothing except for Red Hulk and what was it? It's kind of like also like the second point. Yeah, the second point I was gonna make, Josh, is kind of like for you, because I know like your favorite trilogy is like the Guardians of the Galaxy. So it's like if like James Gunn isn't going to return. So it's like if they got another director and Volume 4 that they release is like it's mid. Like it kind of like sours the taste of like because you love Guardians so much, and then it's just like the fourth one comes out. It's like really like dude, like this is what's going to happen to it, and that's just how I felt with Captain America and why I leaned kind of towards like the worser side of rating it.
See, I feel that, and
makes sense.
That makes sense to me too. Yeah, like that. I just think like I don't know. I feel like a lot of the stuff that I have to say about it, I can't say without spoiling it. I still would say I think it's worth the watch overall. I don't think it's so bad that you won't get anything out of it. Like I do think it's kind of like it's not as thought-provoking or like intense or serious or dramatic as any of the other Captain America films, but there are sequences within this film that I think get close to that. But then there's others that I'm just like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what is happening? And I'll say the specifics of that in spoilers. But yeah, for me, I think I kind of land somewhere in between you two. Like I think Nick likes it a little bit more than me, and I think you don't like it a little bit more than me. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. I would still say though, go ahead and see the film and like. You know, it's like I said, the ratings are making it look way worse than it is. So you might end up enjoying this because actually, if you look at the Rotten Tomatoes for this, I believe the audience score is like in the 80s.
I think so. Yeah, I looked at it. It's
that's
80.
like, yeah.
The critics is like 49%.
God, that's crazy.
This is definitely a movie you have to go and watch because even on Letterboxd, the average is like a 2.6. So it seems like if you go and watch it, you're either gonna like it or not it's gonna be it's a coin toss for whoever watches the movie. So I wouldn't say like don't watch it.
Yeah, I don't think it's that bad to where I'd be like, yeah, this is not worth your time. But
hey, y'all watching this or Thor: Love and Thunder? Which
I'd rather watch this.
If I want a bad movie, I'd watch Thor: Love and Thunder because like as disappointing as that shit is, it's. Oh my god, dude! The fucking screaming goat joke was so dumb at the start, bro. You know, I don't even want to get into like Thor 4 and what they should have done with that, but they should have just kept Thor with the Guardians that whole movie. That would have been cool. I
mean, a movie where it's like them and on a team up would be cool, but I don't mind them splitting them apart. I maybe would have liked it to happen, maybe like further into the movie. You know, like I don't know.
Yeah,
because like it happens like within the first 10 minutes. Like we get the opening action sequence, and then like right away, like it's like all right, like see y'all. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't even want to get into Thor: Love and Thunder, but I think that movie was way more disappointing for me. I think there are a lot of very visually like stunning scenes in that. Like there's some really good looking shots, but it's like. The story and some of the lines
doesn't make up for it.
Yeah, some of the story, oh my god, like the eat my hammer, like oh my god, bro, what are we doing?
I gotta go back and I definitely have to rewatch it because the only time I saw that was opening night, and I remember being the only one that actually thought it was good, and everyone shat on me. So I think part of that was because of the hype. But I also thought it was like genuinely good. But that's what I'm saying. I need to rewatch it so I could like give a fresher take.
It's a different time for the MCU, bro. I mean, back then we thought Blade was coming out.
That's true. Yep. We were more. Yeah. I do think there's usually this like feeling for me where I guess like because like I have so many good memories on like Marvel opening nights with like all you guys and like the movies were so good for so long. That it's
our first one with Nick was the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Like that one was oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Back in 2016.
Man, that was a good movie, bro.
Yeah,
that
was.
I think it's better than Multiverse of Madness. That's just my hot take.
I think it is too. I like Multiverse of Madness a lot more than the average person, I think. But I think that one for me, like
so good.
Yeah, it was really good. I think it gets low key underrated in my opinion.
Dormammu.
But anyway, yeah, I have all those memories. So I think a lot of times going to an opening night, regardless on if it's good or bad, I usually end up having like this perception of the film that it's better than it is, and then after like I sit on it for a bit and maybe watch it again, then I begin to like come back down to reality. I'm like, oh yeah, like that's kind of true. Like maybe it's not as good as I thought. Like that's happened to me before. So like I low-key like that we're reviewing this like a week later, and I've had time to sit on it. I've seen it twice already. So yeah, I don't know if y'all are ready to get into spoilers. I think we've talked enough.
Yeah.
Non-spoilers.
I agree.
All right, so this is the last warning for anybody that hasn't seen it and would still like to. Go watch it and then come back to this because we're about to go full on.
Spoil.
Tight. All right, Nick.
All right, boy. He always does this. He's like, spoil it. You don't know what to talk about. I mean, what do you want to talk about? I guess do y'all just want to go like pros and cons? Because on my list, I have things I liked and things I didn't like. I guess the cons could be like more spoilery.
I have more of a commentary list, so I guess I can comment off of y'all's pros and cons if y'all want to do that.
Okay. Yeah, Nick, give us your pros and cons, bro. I took no notes. I'm just gonna go off the dome.
Okay. Well, I mean, really quick, one of the pros I have in this is I think that Anthony Mackie playing Sam Wilson was like probably the highlight of this. I think he has a really good job of. I mean, obviously, he had some really big shoes to fill, and his character is dealing with that in the beginning of this. But there's some really cool action sequences when we first see him introduced. He's got the wings on. He's throwing the shield and shit. I just really liked his performance, and I thought that he did really good.
Okay. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I actually like nothing against Anthony Mackie, but like I low-key was a little worried because I just didn't know if he had the charisma, I guess, as an actor. Like I don't know, I was low-key slacking because like, but I do think he has it. I was like, oh shit, okay, like I find him compelling. Like I like what he's doing. Like I do think he's really well suited for the role. It's just like everything else around him is just so subpar that like that's what I was saying. I think I said this in my review on Letterboxd. I think he deserves so much better than like what this story is. Nick,
I heard someone put it this way that like Anthony Mackie's a good Captain America. He's just subject to like bad script writing.
He really is. He really is. Because like one thing I want to like bring up just off of this, Nick, and then we can go back into your pros and cons. But like this just got me thinking. Yeah, like this is what I find the most confusing. I don't know why, like 17 years later, however long it's been, why are they like now connecting back to like the Incredible Hulk from 2008? Like it just seems like such an odd choice for a Captain America movie, and not even that, the first one with Sam Wilson, like his first outing, it's like, oh, this is basically a Hulk sequel from it's why.
Yeah. Riffing off of that, it felt weird because like I knew what to expect. I was like, all right, I know the leaders in this, but the first like 2 to 5 minutes of this is like kind of just catching us back up on what happened. It's like, oh yeah, remember Thunderbolt Ross, like this whole event that happened in Hulk. Yeah. It's like, okay, now he's running for president, blah blah blah. It's like, all right, if you're just watching this as like a newbie or someone that's just going to see a Captain America movie and you hadn't seen Hulk, it's already kind of like, damn, like you got to pay attention really fast to that. There's a lot of exposition. What's going on, or you're gonna be fucking lost.
And I think that's like poor planning on Marvel, dude, because it's like, how did you not recognize that like the audience that you're like showing this movie to now, they probably haven't seen the Incredible Hulk, especially if it's the kids. They probably haven't seen that Incredible Hulk that we grew up on. It's just like, dude, like I know the audience.
Well, that's a good point, because if they made this movie maybe say like 7 or 8 years, like say if this came out in 2016, I could maybe buy like, all right, cool, we're picking up back where we were with like Hulk.
I agree with that.
But this is like, dude, 2008, bro. Like this is over 17 years ago.
17 is crazy.
Yeah, like that's what I find the most confusing, because it's like, to me, it's like when I look at this story and I look at the outline of it, if someone were to just, without seeing this movie, and just give me the plot line and there's no name, like they didn't name the main hero as Captain America, I would never guess this is a Captain America movie. Like, absolutely never guess it. But for all the other 3 ones, I could guess it, I think. Civil War might be hard. I might guess Avengers low-key, because that is, like, low-key. Like, so many of them are in it. But, like, for Winter Soldier and for the first one, if you didn't tell me who the main character is and I just knew all the other characters in the plot, I could 100% get it. I'm like, okay, this is Captain America. But this one, if you told me all the other characters, I'd be like, oh, is this like a Hulk film? Or is this like, you know, like it feels like you could take many other characters and just plug them in Captain America's role, and it still is just, it's still, nothing changes, you know? And I think that's not good.
This could be a Black Widow movie.
It could be a Black Widow. It could be a Hawkeye movie.
Could be a Hawkeye movie, yeah.
It really could. It could be any Marvel hero, low key. It just fits in. And like, I think that's a reason why, for me, it's a little, that's why I was saying it's like feels phoned in, because it doesn't feel like the parts of it that I think are the most interesting to me. I was really interested in the beginning where they brought in Isaiah Bradley, and they had him, I was like, oh shit, like this is like the first Captain America that they hid. Yeah. And like, I really liked the interactions with him and Sam and the other, like, Falcon, the new one. I liked that. I really liked how they were doing all that character work. But then Isaiah Bradley just gets dipped and like put in prison, and he just doesn't come back into play until like the last minute of the movie. And it's like, he sets off everything with that thing, but like, I would have found it more interesting if maybe like
he was the main villain.
Yeah, maybe that, or maybe like Sam Wilson and him go on the run against the government, and instead of him instead of like Isaiah Bradley's just sitting in prison for the entirety of the film, because like I feel like Steve Rogers, like, not to compare it to him, but like just Captain America,
there's gonna be comparisons.
It's just like Captain America, like, to me, regardless on who is holding the shield, I don't think they would like let, like, because like, I don't know, like, I mean, you see in the last trilogy how Cap like stays by Bucky's side, like in the Winter Soldier and everything, despite like knowing that he's like under mind control and stuff. And this is very similar to that. There's like the mind control aspect, but like this one just feels more like lazy, because it's like, oh, like, how does it work? It's like, oh, I can do it with people's phones. It's like, okay, why can't you mind control like Captain America then? Like, why is it only these people on their phones? Like, I don't get how it works. It just seems kind of like quick, and like you just got to accept it. Whereas in the other one, like, I get it. Like, they captured Bucky and had him. He's been doing this for years. He's been under mind control and like all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, like that's a big setup.
Yeah.
You know?
In this movie, it was like they're looking at security and they're like, oh shit, this light is flashing in their face in some sequence and it's activating them to be in this kill mode. I mean, did y'all buy that, or did you think that was like...
It was quick.
Yeah, I mean, I know Josh just called it lazy, but would you rather have bought that as like mind control rather than what happened to Bucky? Because he had like... Y'all saw he was hooked up to a fucking machine that like...
It was words. It was like
wave to his brain. Yeah, they had to say a sequence of like words in order to activate the Winter Soldier. This one, it feels like...
It's very fast.
Yeah, it's like, what? Like, they can just mind control anybody?
I would have believed it more, because, I mean, Isaiah Bradley, they even talk about it in this. They talk about how he was, like, held prisoner by America and tested on for, like, 30 years. Why not just say that, like, they did some similar shit then, and, like, there's, like, there's a trigger word or something that, like, America, and, like, maybe, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's other ways that it feels less lazy. And I think it, like, I just think that this film would have been more compelling with more Isaiah Bradley and, like, them kind of working off each other, because then it would actually feel more like a Captain America film, because we have more Captain America characters interacting. Because after he leaves, which is very early on, we have Captain America as the main character, but all he's doing, like I said, is just stuff that could be any other hero. It doesn't feel very Captain America, and like that's why I think it's like a little like phoned in. Like the plot just feels like a recycled Hulk film that they were like, oh, let's just throw Captain America in there.
Yeah, I agree. I guess speaking about a positive, and we mentioned this earlier, this definitely has a lot of Easter eggs or kind of callbacks to like the story of Winter Soldier. You know, there's like political espionage, there's compromise, inner circles and stuff like that. I really like that part of the movie. There were some parts that I wish were handled differently, and this is maybe getting into like we know that there were some not obvious reshoots, but we know that behind the scenes that we were supposed to get members of the Serpent Society. Sidewinder, you could say, is one of them. But there were like behind the scenes of characters from the Serpent Society, excuse me, that we just saw never like come to fruition in the movie, and I was a little bit disappointed in that. There was an actor from Alita Battle Angel, I believe her name is Rosa Salazar.
Yeah,
she was supposed to show up in the film. If I'm being real, I liked like Sidewinder pulled up, and it was cool. That whole sequence when he ambushes Sam was cool because you see him kind of have to use his like wits and like defend himself without the shield and his powers, which I liked. I wish that there was maybe
hate that scene.
I wish that there was maybe more of it, bro.
Nah, dude.
Okay, why do you hate this scene? Why do you hate this scene?
Yeah, tell us.
Because he took a knife to the rib?
No, dude, like I think it's so dumb that like this character. Okay, first of all, I don't even like the Sidewinder character. I feel like he's forgettable. He's also like what Josh saying. He's another person that you can plug in and out with other people, and it's not going to change anything. But I thought, like, bro, Sam Wilson has like experience fighting, going toe to toe with other Avengers, alien species, and like Avengers. Like, I can't remember who he's fought in Civil War, but he's gone toe to toe with other Avengers and superhumans. And then here he is, like, yeah, he gets hit by surprise, but he's like getting his ass beat low key by some like 60-year-old man. Like, are you kidding me, bro? And then it's like, bro, okay. And what's it like? Yeah, he gets stabbed like twice, and like he has to use gas. Like there's no way that like he's struggling this much against this old head character, and then like later on in the story, he like goes toe to toe with the Hulk, and like he catches a whole freaking light pole by him, like with his bare hand. I don't care how much thrust he has from the wings. You're a human, bro. That like catching that pole is gonna like rip your arms off by the Hulk. Dude. Like, there's no way. It just made no sense. Like, he's struggling this much against an old head. Like, come on.
Okay.
I know you don't got the shield, but Captain America is known for like being able to go like hand-to-hand combat.
All right, so I want to piggyback off of what Jaden's saying because this is another point that I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
I will say I see what Jaden's saying, but I actually do like that scene, Nick, and I actually do agree with you. I wish we got more of that, but I wish we got more of it for a different reason.
Yeah.
A part in this movie is they bring up again like oh, like I should have taken like the super soldier serum like Steve, like you did, like, oh, because Bucky's in this, he has a cameo, and they talk about that, and I'm kind of in my head, I'm kind of thinking like they want me to like feel like, oh man, like he's at his wit's end, like he can't do this. But I'm not gonna lie, at no point did I actually feel like that because his fucking suit is so overpowered from the beginning. Like, it's from Wakanda. Like, he can do fucking anything, bro. Like, he literally, like, in the opening scene, like, just dive bombs from like fucking 20,000 feet up or higher and just like lands it on his knees. And like,
bro, when that first happened and there was no sound, I'm like, this movie's gonna be trash. Like, they fucking couldn't even edit the sound right. And then he's like, wait for it. And then a fucking sound wave comes. I'm like, okay, all right.
See, I think that's cool, like visually, but like I'm like, this dude doesn't have the super soldier serum, and the way they explain it is that it's the suit, it's like vibranium or whatever, so it's like protecting him. It's doing a lot of the heavy lifting, but because of that, I mean, he might as well fucking have the serum because like that suit is making him have the serum pretty much. So I was going to say that I low-key wish he either didn't have that suit until the end, maybe right before the Hulk thing, because then maybe I could buy a bit more like, okay, like he's going toe to toe, but he's still getting like fucked up even with this suit. But like, I see him do so much crazy shit like the whole movie because of the suit. At no point am I worried that he's gonna lose or that he needs the serum because he basically has it. In my mind, I think this is more entertaining if maybe he doesn't have a vibranium suit from the start.
Yeah, like a normal suit.
Right? Yeah, like a normal suit, so he has to be more careful because he is just a guy. He doesn't have the super soldier serum. I think that's a bit more compelling. It raises the stakes in my opinion a bit because I never, like, in the opening scene again, after he has that suit, we see how crazy it is. It's freaking bulletproof. Like you know, like he still has the shield, he's blocking shit, but it's vibrant. It's bulletproof, bro. Bulletproof. Like Steve Rogers was never bulletproof, bro. He still had to like use the shield, but like he's bulletproof, bro. Like he's chilling. He literally like dives headfirst into like a jet like missile at one point, like with
it destroys.
Yeah, because his suit is overpowered, bro. And that's what you say. You say what you say.
That whole scene before, this is just a quick point. That whole scene, I will say, is very, very fake. There's no jet in this entire world that is going to maneuver to keep a human body in their crosshairs and able to hit it with their gun. I'm speaking from like very basic experience, and I'm pretty sure any other person with aviation experience can say this, like, but that is impossible. Like,
you don't know for sure though.
It is impossible.
He said you don't know for sure.
You just said you had limited experience.
No, just to keep like, we've done exercises where we have to keep our keep another jet in our crosshairs, and I will say like that in and of itself is hard as hell, and that is with other jets that aren't as maneuverable. So you take a human being who can literally turn on a dime, an F-18 or an F-35 is not keeping them in their crosshairs to land bullets on them. It is so fake. So fake. I'm sorry. That also like left a sour taste in my mouth because like, oh, that's so fake, dude. It is so fake. Hey, like, and it's an action movie. Yeah, like whatever. But
hey, 10 years ago, before Jaden's like pilot experience, he would have been like, "Oh, that shit's sick, bro." But like now, yeah, but
y'all are able to denote that yourselves too. Like, are you kidding me?
What I was gonna say is like, I do think, although it is like fake, it's like I'm able to suspend my disbelief because it's like this is a universe where aliens invaded Earth and shit. Like I don't care, but because I think visually that action sequence might be my favorite in the movie. Like I think it looks very good, like despite it being insane. Like he literally at one point throws the shield while he's flying at like jet speeds, and then the shield hits a missile and then it bounces off and it hits another missile and then he still manages to catch it. Like that's fucking insane. But like beyond like the believability of it, like I think it visually is like, and like it's the best action sequence to me. But my main point is getting back to like the Sidewinder like confrontation in the street. In that scene, he doesn't have the suit, so I find that like way more entertaining because I'm like, oh, and that's the other thing. Like when he had the suit in the beginning, he should have been able to just fucking lay his ass out. We see him like fly with jets and shit, and in the beginning he like pulls up on Sidewinder, and Sidewinder's like, "Oh, looks like you have your hands full," and like a big dude comes out, and then he should be able to take them out instantly. Dude. He should just be able to go at a jet speed, hit this guy, break his ribs, and then fly at the other. Like his suit is so overpowered, like that when he's having trouble with this guy, I don't believe it at all because the suit is so crazy. That's one of my biggest complaints about it.
He got lazy with it.
I mean, it doesn't make sense for him to struggle because of the suit.
He's like, I got your ass lacking.
Yeah, he caught you lacking about the suit, bro. Like, cause like that's true though. Like, I just think for me, I would have found it more interesting if, like I said, and more believable if in the beginning he just had a regular suit, didn't have no vibranium, no crazy shit, and he's just like because they try and make it a point in this film, like they're trying so hard to be like oh, like, well, Cap had the super soldier serum and like he was like an ideal, but like you're something people can aspire to because you don't have it. And it's like, I mean, he fucking might as well, bro. Like this suit is so overpowered.
Bro.
You know,
if he had the serum, like he'd be crazy unstoppable.
And that's why
on status.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying that like in the beginning, because he has that suit from the start, I just think that kind of like diminishes that idea of him having any sort of self-doubt or any sort of like trouble with regular people because the suit is just shown to be so outrageous.
Yeah. I feel like Bucky could have even been like, "And you got the suit, bro." Like,
yeah, Bucky should have just been like, "My brother, are you serious, my brother?"
He's like, "Bro, this vibranium arm they gave me go crazy, bro. I know that suit must be insane."
Yeah, he's like, "I know your ass capping because I got this fucking vibranium arm."
He's like, "What you crying for? You have a whole suit. I got a fucking one arm, bro."
Not only that, but if walking towards his suit is also like made out of vibranium as well, the two of them, that's even double OP, bro. Like
it would be.
Think of him,
two of the same characters. I thought he was cool.
Is he the Falcon too? Like
he is the Falcon, yeah.
Falcon Part 2, bro.
But
In the
is he called
comics, he's
Falcon
like,
too?
yeah, he's the second Falcon whenever Sam Wilson takes up the mantle of Captain America. But like I do like him. I liked him more than I thought I would.
Yeah, I thought I'd get annoyed because in the show I was like, get this side character out of here.
I will say he has like a cringe line like right in the beginning when he like takes out some people. He's like, "Oh, no one saw that." Like I just like,
Stupid.
yeah, but yeah, but I do enjoy him. I just find it a little funny. Why the fuck is Sam Wilson? Why does he does? Oh yeah, he's capping his ass off when he's like, "Man, I wanted to be Falcon. I wanted to be the Falcon growing up." Like, shut your ass up. You did not want to be the Falcon.
That brother, he wanted to be Iron Man, bro. You ain't fooling nobody.
Well, what I was gonna say is it's kind of like the payoff is at the end. Because he keeps asking him, like, "Oh, how do you do the thrust kick, bro?" Why the fuck does Sam Wilson just not tell him? Why is he gatekeeping? Yeah, why is he gatekeeping?
Oh, you ain't ready for all that.
Yeah, he's dead ass like this would help him out, bro, if you just told him. But he's just like,
you ain't ready for that.
Yeah, and it's and what I was gonna say is, like, Nick, you talked about if they both had vibranium. I don't think he has vibranium. He has the old Falcon suit, so that's just like the regular suit. So he doesn't even have a vibranium suit. Because at the end, he's like, "Oh, like, maybe you could upgrade my suit. Like, call the Wakandans and ask them to, like, make another vibranium one." He's just like, "I don't know." Like, why would you not? Why would you not?
You ain't ready for all that. You ain't ready for all that.
And what's crazy is he has at least two. Dude, Captain America has at least two vibranium suits because we see him open up and get a second one.
They're different suits.
Yeah. And they're both vibranium, so we know he has more than one. Why is Why is he not helping his boy out?
When he opens the closet, I find it funny. I was just on like a plastic hanger, like the torso part of the suit, because normally we see him like all fucking folded nicely or like on a mannequin, but like his is just on a hanger.
Oh, dude. I will say, I'll give 2 quick points to the movie.
Are they pros?
The rest of mine are kind of just out of the like scattered. They're actually not pros. They're both cons.
Okay.
I thought on the topic of action, while we're kind of talking about it, I thought it was one of the worst out of Marvel. And this is I'm just comparing hand-to-hand action. Of course, I'm not going to compare this to like Iron Man or like freaking Thor, because that's way different. But in terms of hand-to-hand, I think it's like one of the worst. I just thought it was slow and sluggish, and it was kind of boring for me, considering like Marvel has had like in terms of hand-to-hand, like Shang-Chi, they had Black Panther, Civil War, and Captain and Winter Soldier. Yeah, dude. Like, if you look at the action scenes, the hand-to-hand scenes in those, it's like, dude, this is like freaking insane. Like, I don't know how they're, but like with this, it's like, it was just, I thought it was underwhelming.
I agree with that. I think the opening sequence when he goes hand-to-hand with people, something felt off. I agree. It just felt slower. It felt clunkier. And that's why it just doesn't make sense, because he's got the fucking suit, bro. Because it's like, yeah, I agree with that. Anything that was like hand to hand, I guess, with the regular person, I do agree. There's like the opening scene, and then there's like the hallway scene when they're leaving the leader's like prison, and there's people in the hallway. Yeah, they're just, all of that I agree with subpar. For me, the best action scenes were like, although like you said, it's like impossible, like the jet scene. I think that
it was cool.
Because the celestial sea battle, I wish that was the final battle. The one that happens on later with Hulk, Red Hulk, like I'll get to it, but I think that whole battle, it has like, that's so like unrealistic. It's a comic book movie. It definitely gave off like Top Gun vibes with them like flying through the air and shit. And I just like how it took place like at the celestial place, bro. Like we had that got mentioned in this movie. We find out that adamantium is pretty much what that thing is made out of. Now all these countries are kind of fighting over like, hey, we want this zone. Like it would make sense. It would like shift the global like political scales and economy, because people just want to capitalize on this new source.
That is also actually one of the pros I had. I liked how they introduced it as a new resource, kind of like vibranium, that like I guess the whole world is chasing after. Because I think in the comics, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's like a synthetic alloy that humans make. And it's actually what like Iron Man's suit is made out of. So I think the way they introduced that as like a resource that the world is battling over was pretty cool. So I like that part.
I agree with that.
it would make sense because like they know about Wakanda and how they're kind of like an isolationist nation, and they're like, we're not gonna ever have access to like vibranium unless it's some shit from there or it's like Captain America's shield. But with this one, it's like,
what they own.
Bro, yeah, dude, it makes sense. World greedy.
That is yeah. I'll leave that as my last con.
Okay, yeah, I agree. I think the best action scenes are the ones that show off what makes Sam Wilson's Captain America different from Steve Rogers' Captain America. Like the flying scenes, like the different things he brings to the table. I think that is like my favorite parts. But I do think, like you were saying, the hand-to-hand stuff is just dumb, and it doesn't look good, and it doesn't make sense because of the fucking suit. Like I keep saying, like,
yeah.
One other thing, this is like going back to like, I just thought this was again like why is he like little broing the other Falcon so much? Because like at one point when the other Falcon, he is, because like going back to that scene, he's like crying, and before he tells him he wanted to be Falcon, or even after, he was like, "There's so much pressure, man. Like I can't be like you, bro. Like you never mess up, bro. You're perfect. Like I be fucking up." And then the Falcon, if you think about it, back when Sam Wilson was the Falcon, like he lost a one-on-one to Ant-Man in Ant-Man. It's like he's been laid out by Bucky. He's definitely gotten fucked up multiple times. And instead of saying like, "Oh yeah, man, don't worry, bro, I am perfect. We all fuck up," he's just like, "Hey, bro, it's that pressure." He's like, "You go get there though." And like he just that's what he does. He doesn't say like, "Oh, I fucked up too." He's just like, "Hey, bro, we can't all be perfect." Like that's like what he's saying. And I'm like, damn, bro.
Can't be me, man.
Like, dude, you lost to Ant-Man, bro. What are you talking about?
Bro.
That's funny
man.
as hell, dude.
Bro, they have like a LeBron and Bronny like relationship.
Oh my god.
Gatekeeping everything.
Oh my
Dude,
god. He's like, "You ain't ready for all that. Hey, we gonna get you in the gym though."
Yeah. Oh yeah, he takes him to the gym too.
Dude,
what is that?
Oh my gosh, dude.
What's that scene from Space Jam where it's like LeBron and his kid, and he's like, remember he's like shooting at the basket, and he's just like, "Yo, what was that?"
Oh my god, yeah.
Hey, what was that?
He's like shitting on his kid or something, bro. That's in the Space Jam reboot.
That shit's funny,
that?
bro. Dom, what was that?
LeBron acting or The Rock acting, bro? Which one y'all picking?
LeBron.
Dude, LeBron.
LeBron.
Just because he's funnier. He's funnier than Dwayne Johnson, like unintentionally.
I feel like LeBron knows he's like, yeah, they gonna love this.
They go two more for
They
you.
go two more. Oh
right,
man.
So I got a con for this movie that y'all probably gonna agree with. One of the biggest cons, I think, is that the Red Hulk was not in this movie enough.
Yes.
And I feel like also another thing that took the effect away of when his whole transformation scene happens at like a press conference. Bro, Red Hulk and Harrison Ford were like front and center in the marketing and the trailers for this. And so I feel like the whole hour and a half that I was waiting the movie for him to show up, I was just expecting it. I was just like, all right, when is it going to happen? And when it finally happens, it's like the last 30 minutes, and then like a 15-minute fight ensues, and then Sam Wilson just like talks him down. I'm like, dude, that's it? Like the whole hype and payoff for Red Hulk kind of felt just like not undersold. I think they oversold it. And then when it finally gets to like Red Hulk screen time, it's probably like less than 15 minutes, bro. They teased it a lot of times, and I thought it was going to happen at the Celestial battle, which was going to be cool because like they're on the ocean. Like I was like, oh shit, like what's going to happen? But that was a big complaint, dude. I feel like, well, Harrison Ford did great as like Thunderbolt Ross. I think that he actually was a pretty good recast, and I'm glad the MCU has not been afraid to recast now. Dude, Red Hulk was just not in this enough, bro. And I feel like for also going against Sam Wilson, like for a Captain America movie feels like crazy. The scales, dude, I was expecting like, I don't know what I was expecting, bro. I was expecting like Bruce Banner to pull up and help him fight some shit, bro. I mean, like they can get him in She-Hulk. They should have just got him in this last one and then had him face off or something. Because, bro, Sam Wilson taking on the Hulk, Red Hulk especially, ain't no way, bro. He's getting swept.
This is a pretty cool character they probably could have introduced with Thor or something. I don't know.
I hear what you're saying, Nick. I agree. I think the movie really shoots itself in the foot because like the main payoff of this story is that the leader is like, "Oh, you haven't figured it out yet. Like I got something in the back pocket." Yeah, and it's like, everyone
Two
knew.
more.
You go two more,
I'm a gooner,
dude. Oh my
and
god,
you're an edger.
dude. Like the minute I'm sat down, I already know what that Red Hulk is in this film because, like you said, like they gave it away so much in the marketing. I just think they showed way too much, and I think that's the main problem with it because it's like I think immediately, if nobody knew that Red Hulk was in this, if they advertised this more as like an espionage thing, like I think low-key, because they even in the trailers they barely show the leader. Like there's like a glimpse of him here and there, and like a line of dialogue.
He was hidden well.
He but like why? Because he's barely fucking in it, and like
They should have done that with Red Hulk instead
exactly. I think
that would have made this really better.
if they focused on the marketing, if they showed the leader as like the main villain, and like if they didn't even got to show him, they could just like have like the mystery aspect of trying to figure out what's going on. If they had the trailer focus more on that, and then like we go in and see this, we're like, oh shit, like who's behind this? Then and we didn't know Red Hulk was in this, then I think I would be giving this a higher score because I'd be like, oh my god, like that's crazy. Like I thought this was like a movie about somebody who's like working behind the scenes and like causing all these like political like things to go wrong, and like he's some political terrorist, like, you know, working like what's going on, and it's the leader. And you know, like I think the fact that they showed so much of the Red Hulk, everyone was just waiting on that. No one gave a fuck about the leader anymore. And oh man, yeah, like that's the biggest thing, because I think I agree, Nick. I think since it's only for 5 minutes, I think that could be excused if it's like, because it's clearly building up to that. Like that's what the film builds to. But since we all know it's gonna happen, we all know what happens at where he's at a podium because it's in a fucking trailer. The moment that scene starts, I'm okay, here we go. Like I already knew. Like, and I think that kind of diminishes it a bit. There's no shock to it. There's nothing in the movie.
Build up. There's no like what's happening.
And the movie. Yeah, and the movie's written, I could tell, to where this is supposed to be a shocking moment, but it's not because of the marketing.
I also agree with both of y'all, and I will say that like I think if they had just changed the marketing, I think this could have easily bumped up a star because there's not that expectation there. But I mean, dude, it's like it's like if Deadpool and Wolverine, if they revealed like who was all going to be shown in the movie, I feel like there wouldn't have been as much hype.
Yeah,
like because we all speculated there was going to be Fox characters, but nobody guessed it was going to be Elektra. Nobody guessed it was going to be Wesley Snipes coming. Like,
I never expected that.
Biggest like, bro, cream in my pants. I didn't expect that.
Okay, you know what?
Ain't no way. Dude, that's the only Blade we're ever gonna have.
Go ahead and roll credits, bro.
You know that they rewrote the script that day when they were like, yeah, Blade ain't coming out, bro. Let's just make him say this. There's only gonna be one Blade.
I thought that was funny.
God.
Anyway,
Okay. Yeah, tying back to what you were saying, I feel like I was kind of brainstorming a bit how I would rewrite this story if they do it. I feel like, yes, they should hide Red Hulk from the trailers and stuff. In fact, I think that him and Bucky should like switch roles. Like they could have showed a little bit of Bucky in the trailer, you know, get people thinking. And I don't know, I would have liked to maybe see Sam and Isaiah on the run after his whole like freak out at the White House.
Yeah.
And of course, before that, Ross is trying to recruit Sam as like making Captain America a military position, because that was a really interesting aspect. But then, you know, it just gets stripped away in the middle of the movie because he's like, you know, this is too close. You know, you and Isaiah, it's too personal. I'm sorry. I would have liked to see Sam and Isaiah on the run from Ross. Maybe throw in the Serpent Society. Maybe Sam and Isaiah have to like team up with Diamondback, who was going to be Rosa Salazar's character. That would have been cool, just seeing them have to work with like a criminal. Betsy shows up too at the very, very end of this movie. I feel like she could have pulled up maybe earlier, and maybe she could have like died to some point. Like maybe the leader kills her or something, and that kind of sends Thunderbolt Ross over the edge. But there's some aspects that work for me in this movie, like how the leader's trying to pretty much turn countries against each other, being like, "Oh, you stole this from me and returned it." Like this is all just. I like that aspect, you know, where he's trying to pretty much just do what Zemo did with Civil War, but on a political and global scale. Right. That was cool, but I wanted maybe more of just like something new that this movie could do, because you guys said that each Captain America kind of did something, and while this it does something. It's kind of like, it's also kind of a nothing burger. I don't know. I hate
Yeah,
to
I
like
agree
use
with
that
that.
word, but it's like, well, if they introduce something new, like, oh shit, if you take the serum and like this shit happens, like that's why Isaiah geeked out. If they just explain stuff and like gave us new
Geeked
information or
out.
new, I keep saying that, bro got brainwashed. No, I feel like, yeah, they should have hid Red Hulk from the trailers. They should have had the leader, maybe a little bit of Bucky in this movie to like draw people in, and then that wow factor of Red Hulk pulling up still would have been cool. And then I don't know, dude. Maybe Sam should have had an arc where he learns how to like not have the suit and be Captain America. Some shit.
I think,
Then at the final
yeah,
fight,
like strip the suit away from him. Like if you're gonna
he's
give
on
it
the
to
run.
him,
Yeah, Ross
yeah,
takes
he's on the
from
run.
him.
Yeah, it's gone, it's damaged, or they EMP it, and now like that shit's like fucked up. You know, like add some stakes to it. I think him and Isaiah on the run. That sounds like Captain America. Like there's been literally the entire Winter Soldier is like him going against like Shield because he's like, oh, it's compromised by Hydra, and he's going against like, you know, the government, and then he's like fixing it, or like, you know, he's trying to like, this would be like, oh shit, I literally have to go against the president and like the entire country, even though I'm Captain America.
Yeah, the whole country's after you, bro.
And the stakes are like, you either don't prove yourself guilty and like your Captain America name and legacy is kind of just like ruined, or like you can prove all these people wrong and like come out on top.
Yeah, see, I think that sounds way more interesting. I like that. Instead of starting it off and then just immediately like Isaiah Bradley's just chilling in prison, like he's gone for the movie for like an hour, and then like, oh yeah, like when we see him at the end when he's like, I got one more thing to do, like, and then I'm like, wait, what does he got to do? I literally forgot. And then when I see Isaiah Bradley, I'm like, oh yeah, he's in this. Oh yeah. Dude,
I like them in the beginning when they go to the gym and they go to that party. Like it feels cool because you know
chill.
Isaiah's
that
like
old head.
He's like,
you got that unk energy, bro.
I'm a what you know about that?
They call him like OG.
The suit was clean. He had the suit. I was like, okay,
yeah, they call him OG. They call him.
What's good, OG?
Cool. Well, I thought, dude. Okay, this is another like the rest of my points are just like small little points, but like with Isaiah Bradley, I thought it was pretty dumb how like this dude, like after he attempted to kill the president, he like runs off and like everyone's able to just catch up to him, whereas like as we see in Civil War, the they're running past cars, bro, and like no one can catch up to them unless you're a super soldier. And if you want to use the excuse that he's aged, like, yeah, I'm all cool for it, but don't have him throwing marble tables across the hall and saying he can't run like a super soldier. Like that's just dumb.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that.
But
I don't know.
Even though Isaiah Bradley was cool, I loved Isaiah Bradley.
Dude, it would have made so much more sense in the story if like Sam just like, despite teaming up with Ross, was just like, fuck this, like I got to go on the run with him and like figure out what's going on, bro. Because like when they sideline him, he was a character that showed up a lot in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and I would have liked to see more characters show up in this movie because I'm like, oh yeah, like I've seen the show, I know about them, and I want to explore that relationship more. But when he just gets put in jail, that kind of all just gets halted. And like, yeah, Sam's doing all this to free him, but it's like, I don't know, still, it would have been just cooler to see their characters interact more.
I agree with that. I also think this made me laugh in the movie. When Isaiah Bradley jumps out of the window and then jumps down from like this high like ledge and then just like lands on his old man knees and keeps running. Sam Wilson's behind him and he like looks down and then it cuts to him like running down like a big thing of stairs.
like going down 30 flights of stairs.
Because he don't got the super soldier serum, bro. Dude's like, oh shit, I gotta take the stairs. Like I thought that was funny. Yeah, he still catches him.
That's like Morbius. Tyrese Gibson runs up the flight of stairs.
Oh
and
yeah,
Morbius.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
there's no scene ever that will be that fucking crazy, bro.
This one was similar, but I don't think it was that bad. It was
no.
Tyrese Gibson is a clown though, because like he posted, he thought Martin Scorsese literally was blazing that movie, and then he deleted the post because he was all like, "Oh shit, it's a fucking."
That shit's so funny, bro.
Dude.
What was I gonna say? Oh, what did y'all think? I think this is the one thing we haven't really talked about. What did y'all think of the leader, like his design, like him in the movie, like
the head?
Dude, it looks like his brain just got like melted like in the microwave. I don't know. Like, I don't know what he looks like. Okay, actually,
look it up.
Look it up real quick. Yeah,
well,
look it up what he looks like.
He has
I wouldn't have minded.
In the comics, it's a big head, right?
Is it like God, dude, what is Green Lantern's like nemesis?
Sinestro?
Sinestro, he has a big head, right?
Sinestro
Kinda
does.
like that?
Sinestro just has a receding hairline. He doesn't have like a big head.
Oh, I thought he had a long head. The
Maybe
leader.
he does. I don't think he does, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, the leader.
Dude, there's so many other cool designs they could have done.
Well, okay. So I don't know if y'all have heard anything about
Damn,
this.
bro,
But
his head looks like a ball sack in this photo. Hold up, I'm gonna save it and throw it up on the YouTube if y'all watching.
well, apparently they changed this design pretty late. Like
Really?
into yeah. Like look it up. Look up. I don't know. Captain America: Brave New World leader original design and you know it's late because they actually had like marketing pieces that have leaked of how he looked originally. He had a goatee and he had like hair and it looked like more like the comic accurate design. And they even went as far as they had like pops, like Funko Pops that they made of him, and it looks nothing like him. It has like a goatee and he has like a receding hairline of hair, but he's got a big head. Like did you find it? They have original like looks, and the fact that they have promotional marketing like images of him and they made Funko Pops that are now I guess just discontinued. The fact that they got that far into production shows that this was a very late game like change, like, and that's why I think he looks a little weird in some scenes. Like particularly there's a scene that stands out hard for me, especially I noticed it on the rewatch when I saw it with Carla. And this is kind of dumb too. There's a scene after, just out of nowhere, like right after Harrison Ford starts his like presidential speech before he turns into Red Hulk, where it just cuts and fucking Sam Wilson's just like sitting on a bench in like the middle of a park. Like, why is he just sitting there, bro? Like he's got shit to do. Like he can go get Isaiah Bradley out. Like he's just chilling.
Break.
Yeah, he's just taking
a break.
Yeah, he's just taking a break in the middle of this courtyard, and then the leader just happens to be there. He's like, oh, like Sam, and then he just yeah, that scene is such a green screen.
There's also before it comes a scene where he kills his Navy SEAL friend in Norfolk, Virginia, and then he just ends up in DC. I wouldn't have minded if they just said like, oh, like a couple days later, or at least show that like days had passed. Like, but don't leave that to us to assume. It's like he was just in Virginia killing his Navy SEAL friend, and then he just ends up in DC talking to Sam.
Dude, this is where I feel like the movie could have benefited. I don't care if it was 15 minutes longer, because this clocks in, I think it is about 2 hours, right? Am I clear there?
I think it's like hour 50, and with credits, it's probably like an hour 45.
Yeah,
I feel like this movie could have benefited if they had used what they had written in the shoots of the Serpent Society. Because if I was just like, okay, like the Serpent Society are clearly like undercover people and the leader is like controlling them, or like they're working for him, then it could be like, it could totally just get rid of, oh, how the fuck are all these people traveling so fast and going back and forth? It would just be like, all right, whatever, this one of the serpent heads killed Sam Wilson's friend, and now the leader's just like, I don't know, dude. The only character I know that was supposed to be in it was Rosa Salazar, but there's behind the scenes of like them being in the movie, and I wonder if there was more. I don't know. I just wonder what that was. Was there like fight scenes? Did they pull up near the end and stuff?
Well,
like,
I know her character was in the movie.
Diamondback.
Yeah, Diamondback.
Diamondback.
She was actually like very late game taken out, and the reason again why we know this is because it got as far as they went into production and they made like toys for her character where you like can find them online if you look it up, but she's not in the movie at all. So those toys are just never going to be released. But there's like people have posted pictures of like, oh, like this is Diamondback from Brave New World, like plushie toy or like whatever, and it's her because like she has pink hair in the toy, and if you look at the behind the scenes footage, she has pink hair and like some behind the scenes shots that paparazzi took. And another thing they changed that I forgot to mention in this film, this part kind of confused me. I don't know if y'all were confused about this. They make it seem like the leader is like doing all this from prison, but then when they pull up, like he's not there.
He's not even there, bro.
And
he's in the courtyard. He's chilling.
He's not there. Then he shows up. He's like, "Oh, y'all found my lair." But then he just leaves, and it's like, wait, was he even locked up? Like, how did he get out? Like, they're acting as if they let him out by accident, like he tricked them, but like he wasn't even there. Like, how did? What? I don't get that part. Like, what was that? You know?
Bro, he's that smart, bro. The probability.
Oh, I thought that was a little stupid too. How this one line where he's like, "Oh, I thought that if I had the other prisoners killed, like where Isaiah Bradley's being held, that there was an 89% chance that you would turn around and go back to him. And it's like,
That's
well,
crazy.
Fuck you talk about 89%, like clearly not, because he's right there. Like how I thought that was kind of dumb.
You're like, you proved me wrong. All right, you got it.
What I was gonna say is, I don't understand that whole thing with like him being held prisoner there, especially in that scene, because he clearly isn't. Like I don't know.
I don't fucking know. They show up to that place. It's all guarded, but then it's like, bro, the leader's clearly in charge and like making the shit for Ross and just kind of chilling in secret. It's like,
and then he just leaves.
Kind of leave anytime. Yeah.
Then he just leaves right after that.
He can dip anytime he wants.
It's even more dumb that they went. Like leading up to that, he's like, "Hey, yo, pack your bags," and he doesn't even take a suit. Like they drove all the way there. It's like, dude, you could have just flown in the suit. And it's like, why'd you tell him to pack his gear if you're not even using it? All you used was a shield.
Oh shit,
like,
I didn't even think about that.
Wait, he can literally fly, and they chose to drive that whole way.
Not only
to be fair though, the Ross said that he didn't want him attached to the case. All right, he was like, don't fucking start investigating like all this shit.
He still wins.
They were trying to be incognito. That's why they snuck into the base.
You could have done that with flying.
Okay,
bro. But if you see Captain America pull up, you think Ross literally pays for that base. You think they're not gonna be like, yeah, your boy just pulled up. Actually, he's looking for the leader.
I mean, okay, Nick. What I was gonna say, I don't care about that, but I do agree with Jaden. Actually, like that is kind of dumb. But shit, what was I gonna say? Fuck, dude, that shit made me laugh and me forget my point. Shit, what were we talking about?
The leader design? I don't know. The leader?
Well, this is one thing. The leader, actually, there's a cut. This is actually in one of the trailers, like one of the final trailers. I saw this. There's a scene in one of the trailers. This was released in like December. So like very recent, like in comparison to when this came out. You can see the leader, like, the scene where they get to the White House, like, and they stop and pose for pictures in front of everybody before walking in.
Yeah.
In the trailer, they show that scene, but then they cut to another perspective, and the leader is there incognito, and he's one of the people taking pictures of them. So that means that at one point the leader was like just out and about, I guess, from the beginning, because then after that they're like, oh, he's doing all this from prison, and it's like, I don't get that at all, because that was clearly like must have been a reshoot or a change, because that's in the trailer as soon as 2 months ago. So this clearly went through a ton of reshoots and changes, like late game. Like I wonder when they finished this final cut, because if they showed that in the trailer like just 2 months ago, like then that means just like within the like 2 months of the movie coming out, someone was like, you know what, like let's make him be a prisoner in here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, bro. I feel like talking about the leader's design, I would have liked to see the original one. Honestly, the comic book accurate. I get as goofy as sometimes the costumes can look and like the characters' names and like everything can look. If you kind of just lean into it, but also kind of modernize it a bit, it could look cool. Like the design we got, it did look kind of weird. Like it kind of just looked like the actor from the Hulk movie, but you see his face kind of getting like, I guess his brain is kind of like coming on the outside of his head. He has like no hair, and his eyes are also kind of like constantly glowing green.
Yeah,
like it gave me like the Doctor Doom design from the Fantastic Four movie, with the eyes. They looked weird, but
it seemed
I
very
something different.
It seemed very early 2000s comic book movie to me. Like it just gave me that vibe.
Like it was trying to be like weird and grungy. Like
I don't know.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, but shit, bro. I feel like we've like dissected the hell out of this movie.
Wait, can I shotgun my last few points?
Yeah, I got
this is just quick shotgun. Just quick shotgun. It's nothing we really need to discuss. I thought the dialogue was a little corny. There were some points that it made me laugh, and whenever like even the girl next to me, like some random, she laughed. So I was just like, dude, like, okay, this is corny. I wish there would have been a little bit more origin on how Thunderbolt Ross became Red Hulk. I know, like, yeah, he was dying, but I think that's all we ever found out. I also thought it was weird that Sam was now working like pretty much for the president in some way after going through a whole movie of Civil War where his idea was to back up Captain America in not being ran by the government. And then I think, and then like, are we still dealing with him trying to fill the shoes of like Steve Rogers, which I thought was resolved in Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
but that's about it.
Yeah, I feel
Just
like maybe
questions,
this movie could have maybe benefited like as much comic relief as like the Falcon, whatever his sidekick was. Like if he either got really hurt earlier in the movie or maybe even killed off, it would have been interesting to see. Well, I'm just spitballing, but it would have been interesting to see Sam kind of go through like a John Walker arc from the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where he's like, "Holy fuck! Like my friend just died," and maybe he almost gets sent over the edge, and he's like, "Damn! Like
he's
what am I
struggling
gonna?"
to be
Yeah, he's
Captain
struggling.
America.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. He's like trying to find his own footing of like what he wants it to stand for. That would have been interesting to see because while we do get that tidbit at the end, it's like, oh, you give them something to aspire to, like Steve. It kind of just felt like one of those sayings people say where it's like a reverse of what there's. I don't. It just felt like an empty kind of all right thing to end off. It didn't really have a big theme or idea that I could call back to and be like, yeah, like that was a really strong like message to send.
Yeah.
A couple other points. I feel like the music, there was some like weird choices of just like pop music coming up on the screen like very early on, and like some editing stuff. Like it didn't like transitions. They just kind of felt weird. I know that's like really nitpicky, but it didn't feel like a Marvel movie in the sense of like, all right, like this is a drama, like Winter Soldier type shit. And I don't know, maybe that's just because I'm watching Daredevil and stuff right now, and those are like lower budget Marvel projects, and they kind of have to use what they can, but some of the music and editing just fell off at some points. I'm like, what is this, bro? Like, it felt like a weird Marvel. I don't know. It felt kind of weird to see in a Marvel movie. It felt like I was just watching like a 2000s like rom com. I don't know.
Okay, I mean, for me, I don't really care about the music. I don't really have that issue. I can see what you mean. I do think, however, there are like, I noticed this more, like I said, on the rewatch I had with Carla, but there are multiple scenes where there's like clear ADR because like someone will just like be like say an entire line and like the camera's like on like Captain America, and then like there's one part in particular where they bring up that one character who's like, they said she's an ex-Black Widow.
Sabra.
Yeah, she was gonna have a bigger role, but then there was like political stuff in the real world.
Sorry, I only brought that up because I looked it up. I don't fucking care about her character. I thought she could have been cut, if I'm being honest.
I mean, what I was gonna say is I think her character, and there's someone called like Taylor, and she's like Ross's like executive, so someone right high to him, you know,
Agent Taylor.
Taylor. They could have been the same fucking character. Like they literally could have been the same character. Why did we need two of them? Like I don't get it.
It would have been much more like fitting to an agent rather than a secretary of of security.
But what I was gonna say with her is like there's one part before they go on the road trip where he's like, oh my god, I remember what I was gonna say earlier. That's dumb. I'll tell you after this. Before they go on the road trip, he's like, oh, like look up anything you know on like this girl, and then like the camera like cuts to him, like it cuts back to Captain America when that, because the guy types something on the computer, and then it never goes back to him when he delivers this line, but he's just like, oh, it says she's like Israeli soldier, she's an ex-Black Widow, like oh my god, like she's this, like it, and then it cuts to him, and it's just like all of that was complete ADR, because I bet you originally she had a larger role, because like you said, she plays like Sabra in the comics, but that character is like an Israeli character, and I think Marvel was like, oh shit, with everything going on in Israel and Palestine right now, they were like, let's not have a character whose main thing is they're like an Israeli superhero. But the thing is like they're barely even in the comics. Like their intro intro to comics is in a Hulk comic book where the Hulk beats her ass because she because she like is so blinded by like her something that she needs to get like the sense beaten into her or something, and she's kind of like, it's weird, but like Marvel probably was like, oh fuck bro, like let's just drop all that, and like because she clear at one point when she's getting on the like helicarrier at near the end of the movie, when she's getting off the plane, she's no longer wearing like a suit or whatever. She has like some sort of blue and silver like armor underneath her, which looks similar to her comic outfit that's blue and white. So it's like, okay, at one point I guess she had a bigger role, and for some reason out of nowhere she's wearing like half of her costume at one point when we've never seen her do anything.
Just fucking wears it casually.
Yeah, so that was kind of weird. But anyway, what I was gonna say, there's a lot of ADR. There's clearly a lot of reshoots. Like I already spoke on that scene where Sam Wilson's just like chilling in a courtyard and Lear just walks up. Like that's clearly a reshoot.
Dude, how the fuck does that happen? He's
Yeah,
just,
he's
been
just
looking for
chilling.
the guy the whole fucking movie. He takes a break and then he just walks up to him like, I got you.
And that's what's kind of dumb. The leader is just like, oh, I gotta turn myself in now. Like he does that himself. Yeah, why can't?
No, I fucking hate that trope, bro. Where it's like they're pulling everything from behind and then they get caught, and it's like they wanted us to catch him. Like fucking no shit, dude.
But like that doesn't even make sense because what makes him turn in? Okay, because what happens is he gets caught and he turns himself in. And then, like, immediately afterwards, all these reporters' phones go off, and it's just like, oh, the leader, like, got captured, and he says that you said this. Like, all that shit is already posted immediately.
I thought that was crazy. I was like, there's no press. Yeah. Like, how do they know this?
Yeah, but what's crazy is they start asking him questions, and he starts freaking out. But that's not, like, this is why he didn't even need to turn himself in. Because right after that, he had like hacked the speakers and he plays a recording of like that he had of Ross talking to him, and he plays a recording and it's just like, oh, Ross, like make sure you take these pills or whatever. And it's like he had like it shows that he was working with him or whatever. And he's like, wait, I got to explain to them. And like hearing them say that, and then he says like, oh, Betty will never like you again or whatever. Then he turns into the Hulk, and it's like, he didn't need to turn himself in then, because what made him freak out was that recording that I assumed the leader like set up to get hacked on the speakers and play. It wasn't even the reporters that saw him turn himself in, so he didn't even need to do that. Oh yeah, that's a lot of this feels very weird with the reshoots and shit. But what I was gonna say is dumb, real quick, that I forgot earlier, is the leader is supposed to be like smart as fuck. Like the Gamma made him extremely like smart, and like he's the smartest. Yeah. And I feel like whenever there's a character like that, it's so hard to probably write, because you got to make him like smarter than you, like the dude that's writing the script. And it's like, that's impossible. So like it's so hard to like write characters like that just know everything and do everything perfectly, because they end up looking dumb. And that happens in this movie multiple times. But one time that we haven't talked about yet is at one point, the leader just straight up calls Sam Wilson at one point, and he's just like, oh, like you're getting close to like figuring it out. And then like and then he immediately goes to like the other Falcon, his sidekick, and he's just like, hey, trace this call. And then like they immediately find where he is. They immediately like, it's like, oh, it's at this base, and like they just know where he is. What smartest dude in the movie would like just be able to have his call traced, bro?
Look at the probabilities, bro.
The probability. Oh my. Wait, I think there's another scene too where like Sam like gave his Navy SEAL friend to find out about those pills, and then in that same courtyard scene where Sam's just chilling, he's like, oh, I got somebody working on those pills right now, and he's like, not anymore. And he's just like, oh, he's just like, oh, like what? And then like that's it, like his Navy SEAL friend is dead. He's like,
that shit was almost more insulting than fucking Thor saying goodbye to his friend, bro.
He's just like, oh damn.
He's like, not anymore. Oh damn.
They got my movie.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, damn.
Oh dude, fuck. All right, bro. All right. We've broken this shit down like crazy.
Hold on.
Oh, you got more.
Well, just to wrap it up, dude.
Two more for you.
Go two more for you.
Two more, bros. The whole end fight with Red Hulk, dude. I feel like Sam Wilson taking him on, like even with the suit. I don't know, bro. I feel like. Y'all think he would have got sauced? Like, or he should have, bro, because he came out on top. And literally what he does, it's planted so obviously in the movie. He brings up Betsy and how, like, that's a very sensitive topic. He's like, well, we're going to go see the cherry blossoms. And so, Betsy, bro. But the final, it doesn't even matter. Fucking doesn't pull up to the end. That's another cameo, bro. Two more for you. Anyways, all I'm trying to say is I don't like how he just talked down Red Hulk, bro. After he finally geeks out, like that's how he defeats him
on the second try too, because like he first gets there, he's like, remember your daughter.
We brought
gets his ass beat.
Yeah, after we got out the movie, it's like, bro, how did he just talk him down? Because he tries to fight him, gets his ass beat, and then he's like, oh man, you remember
Yeah, he got his ass beat. Then he tries talking him down again. He's like, "Hey, remember your daughter?" And then the like flower petal falls on his hand. He's like, remember now. And then he just goes back
Oh
to
my God.
Thunderbolt Ross.
And this was genuinely embarrassing, but when Harrison Ford turns back human and there's like a wide shot of like Sam standing across from him and he's just like in his underwear and you just see like Harrison Ford's like wrinkled old body, I'm just like, oh God, bro. Like, why you do my boy like that? They should have had him be like under a big cloth or something, bro. Because I'm just like, damn. But old head. Dirty.
I think that look, okay, I think if I'm gonna say some pros, I feel like I've only shat on the movie. I think the Red Hulk visually looks really fucking good. Like I was actually surprised at how good it looks.
That's why I wanted so much more, bro.
We needed that, especially after doing Hulk dirty. Like,
oh my God, yeah.
Like
this is the best like actual Hulk content we've gotten in years, bro. Years. Like they've nerfed him so hard, bro.
That's why it sucks because like the age Harrison Ford is at, he's probably not going to come back as Red Hulk because you know how these fucking movies take so long to get made. But
he in the raft now, bro. Yeah,
it sucks how they've just the MCU has definitely sidelined Hulk as a character, and not even just Mark Ruffalo, but just like Hulk content, bro. Because this is the first Hulk thing we've gotten since She-Hulk, which was like, of course, a TV show, and Mark Ruffalo's in that for a little bit, I think an episode or two. But we just get a little bit of Red Hulk, and then that's it. We're probably not going to see him again.
Yeah, he's arguably like movies aside, probably the most popular Marvel character. Like you ask kids, oh, name a Marvel character, they're probably going to say Hulk.
The Hulk fists, those things are still made to this day, bro.
Dude, those
the Hulk smashers.
Or the you got to get the shoes now.
Oh God!
Oh dude, we gotta cop those, bro.
Hey, cosmic fashion show, bro.
Yep.
Cosmic fashion show.
Beyond like how good the Red Hulk looks, I agree. I think the way that the fight ends is kind of like, I mean, I saw it coming. They always do that. Bro. They always do that. But like, I do kind of think like, I mean, how else could they have done it? Like Sam Wilson ain't beating the Hulk, bro. Like Sam Wilson ain't doing shit. Like let's keep it real. Even with the vibranium suit, like
that's when you get Hulk in there.
I mean, I guess they could have done something like that. Like, I don't know how they would have set it up. Because I feel like it would have felt a little like you know those memes where it's like, oh, like these are my predictions for the Super Bowl, and then like just crazy shit happens, like, oh my God, like Lamar Jackson, and like just like crazy shit just happens, and like it's just stupid. It would have felt a little bit like that, like a meme, if like out of nowhere, like all hope is lost, and then like the Hulk is just like, hey, you miss me? Like he just pulls up. It's just like, bro, like this is like a meme at this point. Like, but I do agree. If they could have maybe set something up, I don't know, like do something.
Because what is Hulk doing right now, bro? He's just Professor Hulk.
Yeah. Last we saw him, he was training She-Hulk, and he was like,
oh no, remember he got his son. He had his son, bro. He brought him to the cookout at the end of the She-Hulk.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, Daredevil was there too. Daredevil was there.
I don't even want to get in. Okay, let's not go down another rabbit hole.
He was like, "Oh, this is my son, Scar."
I mean, this is Hulk content, bro. It's related to the movie, bro. Scar had such a fucked up fade, bro. He literally has like a 0 on the sides, and then he just has a man bun, bro. They did him dirty, bro.
Why the fuck is he there, bro?
He's standing there all quiet too, like, "Hey, this is my boy. My boy thinks you're cute." And he's just standing there.
Yeah, Jesus, man. They fucked the Hulk so bad.
Him? Jesus.
Yeah, I know, right? What are they fucking doing, bro? Like, oh my God.
Marvel's low-key throwing, bro.
Hey, look, all right, we got one more thing we can talk about, and I think we don't got much to say on it.
Oh my God.
We got the post-credit scene, bro. What'd y'all think?
What was it again? Don't tell me.
He's so forgettable. Let's see if you can remember it.
Dude, it must have been forgettable, bro.
It's so dog shit.
It was the jail scene, right?
Yeah, at the raft.
Yeah. Oh my God.
What I think is kind of funny is he's at the raft already in like one of the final scenes to talk to like Thunderbolt Ross, and he brings Betty like over to have a little like talk with him. And then if you look at I noticed this on the second watch. If you look at his fit when he first goes there, it's like a different fit. So that means that he went there, left, and he's like, oh shit, I forgot to talk to the leader. And then he like went back on like a different day. And then he like went to go talk to the leader for some reason.
Yeah, maybe he was busy, bro. Shit.
Dude, if he's already there, just talk to him, bro. Like, what the fuck is... anyway. But then it's such a lazy, like... It's the same shit. He's like, I've seen the probabilities. I've done the calculations. Like, how will you heroes do when they come? The others, you think you're the only world? Like, it's just like... It's that again.
Bro, a fucking 5-year-old could have written that shit.
They-
They should have given us. Oh my god,
Dude,
bro.
they've been teasing multiverse shit. We're about to have the Avengers next year, and they're still teasing it.
I feel like that fucking post-credit scene really cements like the nothing burger this movie sometimes is, bro. Because it's like, it's such a Marvel thing after the premiere to wait for the after credit scene, and for that to just be like it's a fart, bro. It's nothing. It's
Yeah, I would have been okay if it was like one of the funnier ones. I think there was ones like Captain America, like
Sam, Bucky, and maybe the new Falcon, just like at a diner, and they're all just chilling, and you know, like some fucking cracking jokes and shit. Yeah, maybe Bucky's like, damn, so I had that vibranium suit, did all the work, huh? Like some shit. Make it funny, bro. I like
the one
those.
from Doctor Strange where the guy's just like, it's over.
Oh yeah,
yeah, dude, that was worth it, bro. That whole movie. Oh.
God.
All right,
Wait,
let's do final ratings. Let me go on my Letterboxd. Honestly, I think my rating's gonna stay the same. I think I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. I might, dude, it might be a 3.
Okay.
That way we talked your ass down.
Dude, well, I'm telling you, Anthony Mackie is probably the best part of this movie, bro.
He is.
It's really the script and the story and how the reshoots that really kind of ruined like the awesome, like cool Winter Soldier kind of like spiritual successor this could have been. Damn, it's 2.6 on Letterboxd.
I'll give my final thoughts.
Yeah.
And then
Faults.
So I think overall it was okay. Sam Wilson's Captain America. I love Sam Wilson. I'm all for the Captain America. I will agree. Even though there are some some cons about it, I was still able to enjoy it. Let's see what else. There were just some forgettable characters. I feel like the Sidewinder was lame. The Agent Taylor and the other secretary he had could have
ambushed Sam and then just gets arrested, right? That's it.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on real quick. I'm not gonna lie. When Sam Wilson does that like fucking drop kick on him, I was just like, damn.
Yeah, he's old as hell.
Yeah, dude just drop kick a 60-year-old, bro.
This is fucking cool. There's another part. I'm sorry, but like when they're doing the hallway fight scene at the leader's place, and like Sam's just getting fucking tased and jumped. He does like a kick with the shield and it just flies around the room. That part was pretty cool.
With his foot, his bare foot kicking vibranium.
Yep.
Okay, yeah.
Bro. Dude, you know vibranium is a lightweight metal, right? You can just throw that shit.
It's still hard though. Like if you like wood is pretty light, but you wouldn't kick it with full force.
John Walker, who is also just a human, fucking mastered the shield. He didn't have any serum.
I thought he. Oh no, he eventually does. Okay,
he didn't take it. I'm just saying you can't do it.
He takes it later on.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. All right. The final thoughts. Yeah, forgettable characters. I feel like Agent Taylor and the other Black Widow chick could have been one character. Other than that,
so
one of them. If they didn't combine them, one of them's forgettable. I thought some of the dialogue was pretty corny and all that, but on my Letterboxd, I still stand by this. I said pretty underwhelming movie overall. Good plot, corny acting, and confusing moments. I honestly expected a lot more from a Captain America movie, considering Cap's films are usually bangers. With that said, it's not bad, but it definitely had so much potential that it just never cashed out, and I gave it a 2.5.
Valid.
Those are my final thoughts.
Out of 5? Out of 5?
Out of 5, yeah. I will also preface that I saw this movie. This whole month I've been watching nothing but bangers. So I watched this movie after seeing what do I have? I have Old Boy, both Blade Runners, No Country for Old Men, The Menu. So I was watching bangers, and then I went into this. So that could have played into the lower rating and the fact that I do love Captain America so much. But those are my final thoughts.
Nick, you wanna?
On Letterboxd, I gave this a 3.5 out of 5. Honestly, I think that's a pretty alright rating. I'm probably gonna keep it there. I like Sam Wilson in this. The action in this is really cool, although there's some crazy moments like Sam Wilson catching the fucking pole the Red Hulk is throwing at him, where I'm just like, all right, what the fuck? Your fucking forearms should have shattered there, but whatever. What knocks it down for a whole 1.5 stars for me is just you can tell that there was reshoots. I really wanted more out of the story. I wanted to explore either relationships between Sam and Bucky or Sam and Isaiah. I thought that would have been a really strong point and theme to go off of being a black Captain America while also kind of being on the run with one of the first Captain Americas, but had the complete opposite experience. I feel like Red Hulk also, for as much as he was in the marketing, kind of was a letdown to just be in it for 15 minutes. And then when we finally see him, Hulk out and shit, it's cool. The design is great, but then he just gets talked down. It's like, bro, no way. But besides that, I still had a lot of fun with this. I think it's better than a lot of what Marvel's been putting out. But I also have been, post Endgame, just going to Marvel movies and sitting down and being like, all right, what do you got for me? I'm not really excited to be like, what's going to happen? Like, what new thing is going to happen? That only is like happening for a lot of few rare Marvel projects, whether that's like Moon Knight or Daredevil and stuff. But I think it's still a pretty solid movie overall.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna read my whole review because I wrote a lot on Letterboxd for this film. No,
we'll link it. We'll link it.
Yeah. Just go look at my Letterboxd if you want to read it. It's way too long. But I break down pretty much like everything I said in this podcast. Just I was honestly more extensive in this podcast, but low key, after talking about it, I rated this a 3 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I'm low key thinking about giving it a 2.5 after everything we've talked about, because like I think a 3 is like what I was thinking when I really like just thought about it on my own. But like I remembered shit in this like the suit thing. I don't mention how the suit is just like dumb. I don't mention how like I forget that Isaiah Bradley's in the movie. I don't mention how like the leader just like pulls up in a fucking courtyard. Like, why is Sam Wilson just sitting there? All this shit is going on and he's just like taking a break.
What's up, my boy?
Yeah, and like that whole scene is clearly on a green screen. Like, it just looks so fuzzy. It looks so weird. Yeah, I think this movie, I don't think this movie is really, really bad. I think you could throw this on if you want a dumb action movie on, because it does have good points in it. There are moments where I'm like, oh, wow, like, this part's pretty good. And I'm like, oh, wait, never mind. But, like, so that's why I gave it a 3 out of 5. But I low-key do think this is low-key the epitome of mid. It's, like, right down the middle. It's not god-awful, and it's not very good. So I'm gonna have to go right in the middle, 2.5 out of 5.
I agree. I feel like
it's not the worst. Yeah,
I feel like what it was missing was like, it did introduce adamantium, but it maybe should have done more with that, or kind of lean more into like the celestial body changing the whole course of the world type thing. Because like you said, each Captain America has something that happens in a major that it trickles and follows out for the rest of the film. And I also feel like it needed maybe a stronger like core message, at least for Sam's character at the very end, because the previous Captain Americas have also had that. Either it's like a morale, like a conflict of like moral ideas, or being on the run, stuff like that. I think that definitely also is like a staple of just a Captain America movie in general.
Yeah, I agree. I think we came up with some good ass ideas, low key.
I definitely gotta. After seeing this, it made me want to rewatch all of MCU and reorient my list, because I was thinking about this. Like, even though it's like not bad or good, it falls pretty low on the Marvel list just because they've released a lot of bangers, dude. A lot of bangers.
If you're counting TV shows too, of course.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's some real shitters in that TV show though, like Secret Invasion. Jane, have you seen Secret Invasion?
You've said many times not to watch it, so I'm gonna trust you on that.
It's such a waste of time, bro. Like, it's actually unbelievable that it got made, and like in the state that it is.
Miss Marvel, I bother not watching because I've heard same with the movie The Marvels. Like, I really don't want to bother watching that, because I've heard, even though like Mike was extreme in his review on it, like he shat on that movie very, very well, or very bad. Like he just shat on it so much. But then like hearing that you were just like, oh, it's like, it's not bad, but it's not good. Another mid. It's just like, I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
It sounds like it doesn't even contribute that much to the MCU as a universe as a whole.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you what the post-credit scene for that movie was. I couldn't tell you right now. I don't remember. Yeah, the Marvels.
So I don't even want to watch that.
Nick, can you remember? What was the Marvels post-credit scene, bro?
Wasn't it the one with Beast? Remember? It's like that alternate.
Oh shit, you're right. Actually, that was one of the better post-credit scenes.
That was a good post-credit scene, but did that go anywhere, or was that just kind of setting up an alternate?
We're about to find out, because I think my prediction is what they're going to do with, either if they don't do it in the Doomsday Avengers, they're going to do it in the Secret Wars one.
Yeah, because that one involves Battleworld, right?
It's Battleworld, yeah. So we're going to like get it's gonna take different universes, and they're all gonna get put on a world to like fight each other, and like it's for like Doctor Doom's enjoyment or whatever. And or I don't remember what it is. I could be wrong on it, but it's just a battle world, and they're all gotta fight each other. And I believe that's what they're setting up. Like I think they're gonna take that universe's stuff and combine it. So we'll see what they do. But that one actually, you know what? Now that you reminded me, that was one of the better post-credit scenes in the
I'm actually
phases.
surprised I remember that. But dude, the post-credit scene for this was just, you can honestly get up and go away.
Yeah, don't even bother.
You could pull a Nick and just not see it.
I was actually thinking about this. Like, if I ever rewatch it, I'd give it a Nick watch.
This is a Nick watch, bro.
Go outside and start making food.
Yeah,
just don't even pay attention.
Listening to y'all's recent episodes, and it's just so funny when it's just like, oh yeah, Nick, did you finish this? He's like, oh no, I put it on, but I went to go like do something.
That's all he
like
do,
in the middle
bro.
of a movie.
Like,
But,
bro,
like,
pause it, and he's just like, nah, just leave it playing, bro. I can hear it. I'm like, bro, and then he still logs it, like as if he watched it, like, bro.
Yeah, I just think that's funny. That's funny.
Anyway, you got more to say?
Actually, this is just something that's dumb when y'all are talking about different universes.
Uh-huh.
It would have been so much cooler, I think, if in like Deadpool Wolverine, if instead of Gambit, they had Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider pull up, bro. That would have been
a good replacement.
that would have been peak.
That would have gone hard.
He would have sauced all of them, bro.
That's all I was saying. But
yeah, that'd be cool. Anyway, I think we've said everything we got to say. This is a long ass episode.
Really?
Jaden, this shit is like it's currently like 2 hours long, bro. This is a long. Yeah, Jesus. Anyway, Jaden, thanks for pulling up and giving us your thoughts.
Yep.
And all right, everyone. If you're on YouTube, make sure to leave a like and let us know if you like the movie or not. In the description, in anywhere, you can find our letterboxes and stuff down below if you want to give us a follow there. You can see Nick's whack ass takes on movies he don't finish.
Yeah.
And yeah, we got a lot of our other socials down there too. YouTube. If you're anywhere else, if you're on Spotify, leave a review anywhere podcasts are. We got Twitter. We got Threads. I mean, we got it all. It's all in the description. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Goodbye.
See ya.